Yo, this is the all collection for the full moon event that happened like about a year ago. I had a lot less subscribers than I do now. I have like 300 extra subscribers right now. So I'm just going to do this as a repost. You guys can sit down and enjoy it if you want to. Turn it on in the background if you're doing something. Do whatever you want with it. I mean, not whatever you want with it. Some weirdo that's watching this is going to do something creepy to it. But yeah, you turn it on the background, listen to it. I don't care. I just figured I'd repost it since I have a lot more subscribers and I've been getting more views on my long form content anyways. So yeah, please enjoy. This is an unchanged, completely original, whatever it's called, the full collection of the full moon event. Yeah. Yo! This is the first video in the full moon event catalog that I'm doing, I guess is what I'm going to call it. It's a little event that I'm doing on this channel. I'll explain it at the very end. If you want to hear what that is, then definitely stay until the end. But if you just want to be surprised, then just subscribe and watch what videos come out for the event. But yeah, this is the first video, and this video is, obviously, as the title implies, Top 10 Full Moon Features Movies. So yeah, that's basically the entirety of this intro, so let's jump into the video with number 10. Number 10 is The Gingerdead Man. This is just a weird, goofy movie where a serial killer possesses an inanimate object and comes back through that way. Yeah, there are a lot of movies that try and do this with, Jack Frost being one of my favorites, Chucky being the most memorable and definitely the best out of all of them. But this one is definitely the weirdest one because this gingerbread man, as you can tell from the poster, just looks horrible. He looks absolutely dreadful, and it is horrifying, but I don't think it's in the same way that they meant it to be. Yeah. And Gary Busey plays him, which is pretty cool. That's pretty funny. I don't know. Gary Busey, definitely, you can definitely tell it's him. He has a very articulate voice. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, I'm gonna use articulate for that. But yeah, this is definitely one of those movies that I watch every once in a while. Never seen any of the later movies with this, except the movies where he teams up with, well, The Next Place. So let's jump over to number 9. Number 9 is Evil Bong. Yeah, this is just a weird movie franchise. I've watched almost all of these up to Evil Bong 777. Don't know, there's a lot more that have come out and I just haven't watched them yet because it's not a series that I really stayed up to date with. It's just one that I watched all of them that were out at that time. But Full Moon Features is one of those types of productions that will throw out a lot of movies within a year, definitely going and double dipping into the same franchises over and over. They get a franchise that they like and they just keep going with it, which, I mean, that's fine. It gave me a lot of really good laughs and pretty good movies. But yeah, let's talk about actual Evil Bong since this is a, top 10 video. Evil Bong is a weird alien bong that takes the life essence of different people. Yeah, anyone that smokes it has their life essence taken. They get taken into a weird strip club in the Killer Bong, or the Evil Bong, not Killer Bong. Whew. Almost made a huge mistake there. Evil Bong, and, yeah, it's just a really cool movie. Chong from Cheech and Chong is in it. He's hilarious, as always. I'm honestly confused as to how they got him to be in this movie, unless he wrote it. Maybe he was in the writer's room and he was like, yeah, this is awesome. But yeah, this is just a really goofy movie, really fun. All of them are really fun. You should just watch all of them, honestly. This is one franchise that I would say you should definitely watch all of them. It's just really fun, honestly. And the bong itself is actually something that I've been looking to buy. I think they had a statue of it on the Full Moon Features website for a little bit, but it was way too expensive for what they were, like, what they put it as was way too expensive, but it does look cool, and the later movies are cool, so this is just a franchise I love in general, but yeah. Number 8 is Head of the Family. This is one that I think is a franchise, but might not be, because I've only seen the first one. This is about a weird family where there's three brothers and one sister, I'm pretty sure. The strong brother, the head of the family, which is this, I don't know how to describe him. Intellectual that's stuck in a chair. is he supposed to be Stephen Hawking? Stephen Hawking. Whatever his name is. I think that might be who he's supposed to be. Wait. Is that a reference? Reference? But that's just a theory. A movie theory. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie. I've only seen the first one, as I said, but this definitely has the same feel as a lot of other 80s not even slasher movies. It's like a weird sci-fi horror movie. It's really weird. You're gonna have to watch it to fully understand it, honestly. Killjoy Goes to Hell is number 7. This is the first movie on this list that is a sequel. Yeah, this is a really good movie, honestly. Instead of being a goofy slasher movie, which I mean it still kind of is, like all of the other Killjoy movies, and yes, I've watched a whole bunch of this franchise for some reason. This is the only one that I can actually say I really, really like. But this movie actually takes it in a really weird way, like, decision-wise for a Killjoy movie. They actually make it a court drama, which is just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, it's just weird enough to make me think that this movie is actually pretty good, especially with a lot of the humor. I don't know who wrote this one, but they were on point whenever it came to the actual writing the jokes and stuff. Either that, or I watched it so long ago that my comedy just wasn't developed enough to understand that it sucked, which maybe, but I'll be doing a review over all these, so I'll have time to watch it and decide whether it sucks now or not. But yeah, whenever I watched it, I thought it was awesome. But yeah, that's number 7. So let's go on to number 6, which is definitely an upgrade from all of the Killjoy movies. Number 6 is Castle Freak. Castle Freak is just an amazing movie. It has Jeffrey Combs, who is an amazing actor that played in Reanimator and a ton of other horror films and regular films that aren't horror. But yeah, him alone bumps this movie up quite a bit, and all of these special effects and everything are really cool. The story itself is really cool. This is supposed to be like a movie of like the Dunwich Horror or whichever story it is from H.P. Lovecraft, but it's less Lovecraftian and more just regular slasher movie-esque. I'm not an expert on this movie though, so I might have gotten everything wrong about it. But yeah, it's a good movie. I know that for a fact, at least. Number 5 is Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. Dollman is one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, and Demonic Toys is a franchise that Full Moon Features made. I'm not a huge Demonic Toys expert or fan. The only one of them that I actually like is Jack, and that's just because he has a cool design. Baby Oopsie or Lala Oopsie, whatever his name is, absolutely sucks. That guy's garbage. The one with the flamethrowers right there on the poster is absolutely a ripoff of Torch from Puppet Master. Basically, I don't like Demonic Toys very much, but I love Dollman, and this one has a lot of references. The chick that helps Dollman with, like, fighting the Demonic Toys is actually from Bad Channels, a movie where aliens come down and shrink women and kidnap them. That's a normal Full Moon Features movie. It actually is. I don't know why I said it like that. That's a really normal movie for them. But yeah, this is just a really fun movie, honestly, and a really cool crossover. Number 4 is Zarkor the Invader. This is actually a really good spoof on the kaiju genre as a whole. A lot of fun references, like alien girls coming to, like, talk to the hero and get them to help and everything. That, believe it or not, that is a fairly normal thing in kaiju movies, especially Mothra movies. Mothra movies always have weird alien girls with them. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's got some really good references to some kaiju stuff. The design for Zarkor himself is actually really cool. The ending is kind of anticlimactic and everything, but other than that, it's a really good movie. I have a mini movie review up on the channel for this movie if you want to see it, but yeah, it's actually a really good movie and definitely deserves 4th place. Number 2 is Puppet Master 4. I tried not to put multiple movies from the same series, but this is my father's favorite Puppet Master movie, and I personally do not disagree. This is a really fun one. It's basically the puppets versus aliens that are also puppets, but they're not supposed to be puppets. They're just straight up aliens that also happen to have special effects that are just puppets. So they're aliens, but not puppets. It's not that as confusing as I'm making it, but it's also extremely hilarious. This is just a really good movie. I love the Puppet Master movies, though, all of them. It also is the first one with the head puppet. I can't remember his name. Not head puppet as in like what Blade usually is. Head puppet as in it can switch its heads and it has electrical powers, kind of. It's really weird. Really, really weird movie. Weirder than a lot of Full Moon Features movies, but not the weirdest movie in the Puppet Master franchise for some reason, actually. Number 2 goes to, well, Puppet Master, the very first movie. This is an amazing movie. Whenever I think of really good movies about, like, killer dolls or anything like that, I don't think of Chucky or anything like that first. I think of Puppet Master. This movie is so weird. It's about these psychics that meet up at Toulon's mansion, which he died recently, and he was supposed to be, like, a huge occult leader or whatever. I don't even remember what he was supposed to be honest, but in later movies, that's what he is. But Toulon is the current Puppet Master, and he basically got them all to go there so that he could kill them. Everything about this is so cool. The psychics are actually psychics. Like, there are actual, like, magical powers going on. The puppets are killing everyone in such cool ways. This movie will make you love Leech Woman because of the weird kill that she has. Blade gets the most showtime ever. Basically, this is just a really good slasher movie in general. It's just so weird and cool and fun, honestly. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite Puppet Master movies in general. But yeah, this is absolutely second place because of how great it is. But number 1 is obviously better in every single way. And I think if you've been watching this channel for long enough, especially my recent videos that I've been doing about Full Moon Features, you'll probably know exactly what number 1 spot is. But yeah, let's jump right onto it. Doll Man is number 1. This is one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time. It's about a cop from a distant galaxy on a planet where he chases down another alien convict that gets down to Earth, and so does he. But Doll Man and the convict are now about, well, the poster says it, 13 inches, and he has an attitude. But yeah, this is a really good movie about craziness, honestly. He's tiny and his ship is like a toy. You can tell that whoever made this movie had fun writing it. It's just a really cool movie. Dollman is one of the coolest characters I've ever seen, and his gun, for being as small as it is, basically just a toy for a G.I. Joe thing, it rips through humans like putty. It is insane. It leaves nothing but a blood stain, to be honest. It's like someone gets shot with a cannon every time he pulls the trigger. It's insane. But yeah, this is absolutely number 1. One of my favorite sci-fi movies in general. Maybe my top number 1 sci-fi movie. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the end of the list. Tell me what you think about the list, and tell me what your favorite Full Moon Features movie is. If you don't have a favorite one, then definitely check out all the ones on this list. Obviously start with the top 3 and then go down if you want to after that. But yeah, these are absolutely some amazing movies. Dollman's, like, obviously top 1. But yeah, video's over, unless you want to stay and listen to me talk about what the full moon event and everything is, and a few other things. But yeah, thank you for watching if you got this far. Like, subscribe, especially if you like Full Moon Features, because like I said, the event is going to keep going for a couple weeks, I think, maybe 1 or 2, I think. But yeah, you can leave now if you don't care about the other stuff. But yeah, like, subscribe, tell me in the comments what your favorite Full Moon Features movie is, and see ya, unless you stay for the next part. But you know, jumping over to the next part. If you stayed this far in the video, thank you. Definitely like and subscribe. I know I just said that in the last part, but I thought I'd say in the beginning of this part also. Believe it or not, me ranting about it will definitely make you like and subscribe. Go ahead and do that right now. But yeah, the whole full moon event that I was talking about is going to be this video, the top 10 video. Then I'm going to do either daily or every other day a movie review or mini movie review, depending on how much I have to say about these movies, for each of these movies, meaning 10 movie reviews in all, whenever it's done. And then at the end of that, I'm going to do one ranking, and I might do another big video. I did a video called What is Full Moon Features yesterday, actually, if you want to go and watch that and, you know, get caught up on what Full Moon Features is. I talked a little bit about the event there also, if you want to see that too. But after that, I might do a full-on research video, like a big, I don't know, like a big just research video, I guess is what I'm going to call it, about it, because what I was talking about is just stuff that I know off the top of my head and not like researching it and everything. So I might actually put some actual research into it and talk about it to end the event. But yeah, the full moon event has officially begun with this video. Hope you liked this video, and if you got this far, go ahead and comment your favorite Full Moon Features movie and put the word Blade at the end, and I'll know you got this far. I don't know, you can have 2 years of good luck if you do that. I almost gave you 3 years, but no, only 2 years. But yeah, like, subscribe, and see ya! Yo! Welcome to a brand new movie review. This movie review is a part of the Full Moon event that is going on in this channel right now. I have 2 other videos in that whole playlist. I actually made a playlist for it, so you can go to it and find it easily, just for your convenience. Today's movie is The Gingerdead Man. This is a part of, well, the Full Moon event, so this is a Full Moon Features movie. It stars Gary Busey, and it is about a serial killer that possesses a gingerbread cookie. Yeah, it's a weird movie. Let's go ahead and get into the actual plot of the movie. It starts out with Gary Busey as a human killing a whole bunch of people in a diner, you know, normal Gary Busey types of stuff. And one of the people that or 2 of the people that he kills is related to a young woman that he doesn't kill. It is her father, and one of them is her brother. I will be referring to her as the sister in this, because there's also a daughter that I don't remember the name of. That's the daughter of a rich, I don't know, food chain thing. He's basically like a Scooby-Doo villain, except not really. They should have made him a Scooby-Doo villain in this. It really would have made it a lot funnier. But basically, I'm going to skip forward a lot, actually. He lets her live, and then later they get a new batch of gingerbread seasoning that obviously isn't gingerbread seasoning because it's like completely white. I don't know what gingerbread seasoning looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's like a brown color. It should look like the gingerbread cookies, right? I don't really know, honestly, because I'm not a baker. But the actual bakers think that it looks fine, so they put it in there. After one of them bleeds into it, like, it's blood all over in it. That's nasty. Later they're talking about how the bakery might be closed down. I hope it is. That's horribly unsanitary and disgusting, to be honest. I personally, like, wouldn't eat baked goods with blood in it. I mean, like, it makes a good drink to, like, soak down the nastiness of a gingerbread cookie, but like, I wouldn't eat it infused into the cookie. That's just disgusting. But yeah, a little bit after that, a whole bunch of crap happens. The daughter of the oil tycoon, I'm just gonna call him an oil tycoon. They never say what branch of eatery he owns or anything like that. It's just an old lady out there shooting at the place because she thinks that they're trying to push them out of business, which they are, obviously. But in their defense, it would make really good grounds for a new parking lot for their place. So, I mean, you know, it's their fault, honestly. But yeah, they bake one gingerbread cookie on a huge tray for some reason. That's horribly inefficient for a business. That's so stupid. And yeah, Gary Busey comes back as a gingerbread cookie. As you can tell by the poster, it looks awful. I mean, Full Moon Features is honestly known for their puppets and stuff like that, so it doesn't look that bad, but in the face, it is god-awful. I don't know. It seems like they actually tried to make Gary Busey as a gingerbread cookie, and they shouldn't have done that. it's horrifying and not in the way they meant it to be. But yeah, it is honestly horrible. This movie is extremely short. It's shorter than I remember, actually. This movie does not delve into the depths of being boring at all, which is actually really good. For these types of horror movies, there is a very, very thin line between too much character stuff and not enough. I personally would rather have not enough than too much, and this movie definitely has just the right amount, because all the character stuff that they do have is actually pretty funny. There's a scene where the daughter of the oil tycoon or whatever is talking to Amos, whatever his name is. I don't know what name that is. Amos, something like that. Not Sheamus from WWE. Amos, something weird like that. I feel like I just offended like a whole bunch of people that are named Amos. It's fine. But she's talking to him and talking about how one time whenever she was a kid, she was using a Ouija board and it told her that there was a dude, or it was the ghost talking about it, and it said that a dude cut her up and mailed her to her family and stuff. And the dude just automatically retorts that sentence right there is longer than any book you've ever read. And then right after that, he says, "Talk about going postal." Whenever about mailing it. That's funny. Those lines got me. Everything with Amos or whatever was actually pretty funny. There's a dork named Butcher Baker. He's like a wrestler, or trying to be. Yeah, I love wrestling, but that's the nerdiest thing I've ever seen. And every time it said Butcher Baker, it reminded me of the movie that I keep on seeing on Shudder, but never watched for some reason. It's like Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, or something like that. I still haven't watched that. I really need to, though. But yeah, this movie, honestly, really could have been boring if they would have made it, like, even just 10 more minutes long. But honestly, Gary Busey saves it with his weirdness. Amos saves it with his puns. And the other two characters, the two chicks and the Butcher Baker, almost ruin it. They're not quite that annoying, but they are extremely annoying. But Gary Busey is hilarious, as always. And actually, the horror, and this is not the horror, this isn't a scary movie by any means, but it has some pretty cool effects. Someone gets their finger chopped off, someone gets stabbed right in the face, someone gets ran over by a car, doesn't show it at all, it's just them slumped over the car hood. I think the finger getting cut off is the best looking one. Actually, the stab in the head looks like something I could do with like a fake knife and some fake blood, but yeah, yeah, that's basically all the kills. Actually, the last dude, the wrestling dude that actually saves them all, oh my god, that's so stupid. He was like, Gary Busey, I'm just gonna call him, whether he's in human form or gingerbread form, I'm gonna call him Gary Busey just to confuse people. Gary Busey was like, "Eat me, bitch!" And because, you know, the Butcher Baker dude had him pinned, and the Butcher Baker dude just goes, "I'm nobody's bitch," and eats him, and it's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And then we were watching it, me and my fiance, I made them watch it with me, and they paused it and were like, "There's still 13 minutes left," and I was like, "Yeah, did you think that was the end?" And they just played it silently. Yeah, I kind of felt bad about making them watch it, but it's fine. I personally think this is a really good movie. But yeah, then, you know, Butcher Baker, I cannot remember the dude's name, like the actual character's name, so I'm just gonna call him Butcher Baker. Just gets possessed, yeah. My fiance was like, "Oh no, is it gonna rip out of his stomach now?" It just possessed him. I looked at them and I was like, "What? That would be way too goofy. It's a possession." I don't know. It's just, this is a fun movie, but if it was even like 5 more minutes long, it could have been like one of the most boring movies ever. But it wasn't boring, so it's fine. But yeah, Gary Busey is amazing in this movie. Amos has some of the funniest lines in any Full Moon Features movie, which is impressive because, well, if you haven't seen Full Moon Features, they actually have some pretty good lines and jokes and stuff, whether they're meant to be funny or not. All of the ones that were funny in this were actually meant to be funny, and some of the scenes that weren't meant to be funny were funny, but I feel like the people who made this knew that it would come off as a little bit goofy and extremely funny. But yeah, all in all, this is definitely a really good movie, and obviously it's one that I would rewatch because I've watched like 3 times so far since I was a kid. But yeah, this is a really good starting point for the full moon event reviews, because this movie is my number 10, and it's starting out with a respectable 6.5 out of 10, which isn't bad at all. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best movie, but it's not the worst movie. Hopefully the next movie, which is Evil Bong, will be even better than this one. I'll be watching it tomorrow and reviewing it either tomorrow or the next day. Like I said, these reviews from the top 10 video that I made will be either daily or every other day. But yeah, I hope you liked this review. Tell me what you think about this movie. I feel like there are a lot of people that are just gonna be like, this movie is garbage, why would you ever watch it? And you know what? I completely respect that, because yeah, this movie is pretty weird and extremely goofy, and yeah, if you don't like Full Moon Features as a whole, you definitely will not like this, because this is the epitome of everything Full Moon Features stands for. Yeah. Tell me what you think about this movie and Full Moon Features as a whole. If you want to see more stuff about horror or just anything like that in general, then definitely like and subscribe. Like and subscribe even if you don't want to. And if you do not like this video or this movie, go ahead and dislike it and comment and say that you hate me, because that will help this video too. And with this whole full moon event and everything going on, I do want more people to start watching, because, you know, I don't know, I want more people to have to sit through Full Moon Features movies. But yeah, see ya. Yo, welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie is Evil Bong. This movie review is a part of the Full Moon event. If you don't know what that is, I have a few videos already for the event on a playlist to where you can get it for easy access. If you want to go ahead and go and watch those, you definitely should, because if you're getting this video, you probably like Full Moon Features movies. So yeah, definitely go and check out all of those videos. But let's jump right into this movie review. This movie is, like I said, Evil Bong. This is a part of the Full Moon universe, I guess, Full Moon Features universe. This first movie has so many references, I'm actually gonna make a small video about it after this video. But, yeah, I can go ahead and talk about a few of the appearances, just some of the special guests. We got Tommy Chong, which, he's from Cheech and Chong, you know who he is. You got freaking Bill Moseley is in this movie. You got the puppet from Ooga Booga. You got Jack from Demonic Toys. A whole bunch of them. The dude from Trancers comes in like a small scene. Let's go ahead and talk about the actual plot of this movie, though, because there are genuinely so many special guests and just random stuff from other Full Moon Features movies that it would take a long time to talk about that. But let's go ahead and talk about the plot of this movie. There are a whole bunch of stoners that live in an apartment. A new nerd comes in. He's a nerd and a narc. Doesn't do the reefer, you know what I'm saying? The good green. But yeah, he comes in, and that is actually how people in this movie talk. So I'm not a weirdo for talking like that. They are. He moves in, and as soon as he moves in, they talk about buying a haunted bong off of a magazine, which is very smart. They buy the bong. The first day they do it, one of their friends dies and actually goes into the bong. In this movie, it is a strip club. Whenever you smoke from it, your spirit gets taken into it, and she basically gets smarter. And I say she because, yeah, the bong is alive and a woman. In this one, they never explain what it is, but in the later movies, spoilers for the Evil Bong series if you're extremely invested into it, but the Evil Bong is an alien, not actually a possessed bong. I don't know if they say that in, I think they definitely say it in the second and all of the other sequels. They never said it in this, though. They didn't give an example of what this thing is at all, except for the magazine saying that it was haunted. I think that's because Chong's character thought that it was possessed, because I mean, look at it, it has a face, it can talk. I mean, seriously, it has a face, it can talk. It literally talks to him like they're old friends, which is really funny because, like, she's trying to get him to smoke from her so that she can kill him as they're talking and everything. It's a really good movie. This movie, just like Ginger Dead Man, has some really funny scenes. One thing you cannot say about Full Moon Features is that they don't have good, like, comedic writing. They are actually funny. Most of their jokes land, especially in this movie. Most of them do. None of them are too facepalmy type of lines, but all of them are funny. Even whenever they're not trying to be funny, they can be pretty funny just to laugh at it and stuff. But this movie is actually pretty good. But yeah, they get... I'll go ahead and tell you how the bong kills them, just to give you an example of what type of movie this is. Whenever you smoke from it, you fall asleep, your soul gets taken into the bong, you get taken to a strip club, and then the strippers, will come up to you and they all have different types of bras, and one of them is a shark. That's the only thing I could remember about this movie, really, whenever I was thinking about it before I watched it for this review. And I was like, yeah, I remember it being a shark bra, because the Full Moon Features website had it to where you could buy any of these just to wear. I mean, like, you can just buy them on there. I don't know if they're still on there, and they might be, they might not be, who knows. But last time I checked, they were. And the shark one basically just devours a dude's hand, and then there's also a skull one that gnaws on someone's neck and kills them. There's a whole bunch of them. I feel like they had some products that they wanted to sell, and they were like, yeah, let's just do it, use them in this movie. That's how a lot of the, actual, like, Easter eggs and stuff feel too, because Jack from Demonic Toys comes in, like, in a really short scene, and it's so weird because it looks like a cheaper version than what they used in the movie. So I was like, oh, they might have just had a toy from their website that they wanted to use just to, make people want to buy it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, at the end of the movie, everyone survives. No one dies in this movie, except Tommy Chong, and that's because he sacrifices himself. But at the end, his character is alive, surrounded by the 3 women that they had enough money to pay to be the strippers in the strip club, and then he gets the Hot Wheels, because in this movie, this is a huge plot point. Not really, but I think it's more important than it is. His wife is the one that sold the bong. He had it put up, and she sold it because, she just wanted it out of the house, and it was up in the attic anyways, but he knew it was evil, so obviously he didn't want anyone else to have it. And she also sold his Hot Wheel collection, so whenever he sacrifices himself and stays in the strip club at the end, he gets strippers and his Hot Wheel cars, which is a happy ending for Tommy Chong, to be honest. Hot Wheels are the best. But yeah, that's basically all I gotta say about this movie. The acting is Full Moon Features. The humor is actually really good. All of these movies are really good to laugh at, up until we get to, like, the higher ones on this list, on the top 10 list. That's from the Full Moon event that I'm doing right now. But yeah, this is actually a really funny, good movie. I think this is one of the franchises that the sequels get even better whenever you watch them. I actually might rewatch all the Evil Bong movies after this, but yeah, this is a solid 7.5 out of 10, I think, honestly, with how funny and everything it is. All of the, cameos, all of the, characters that show up, even the puppets and stuff that show up from other movies. It's really cool. Bill Moseley coming in and being like, I don't know why I'm here. Just, if you find a way out, definitely tell me, is the funniest thing ever. I don't know. This is just a really funny, cool movie. So yeah, I think 7.5 out of 10 is a good score for it. But yeah, tell me what you think about this movie. Tell me what you think about Full Moon Features in general. I don't know if there's a lot of people that are clamoring to say how much they love Full Moon Features or not, but I think all of these movies are amazing, especially this movie. This is actually one of their best franchises whenever it comes to how good the sequels are and everything. But yeah, if you want to have a fun time, just watch this movie. It's pretty goofy, pretty wacky, pretty good time. But yeah, tell me what you think about this movie, and see ya. Yo, welcome to a new movie review. Today's movie is Head of the Family. This is a part of the full moon event that's going on the channel right now, so if you want to watch any of those videos, definitely go and check it out. It has its own playlist right now called Full Moon Event, so if you want to check that out, go and look at all those videos. But without any further ado, today's movie is Head of the Family. I think I already said that though, so who cares? Okay, Head of the Family is this weird movie where it starts out with everything normal except these three dudes come into the town. They're the, what are they called? The something pond, like triplets or whatever. I don't know. They're like two brothers and one sister. One of them is really big, and like the woman is supposed to be super hot, and the other dude is wearing glasses like he's blind, but he's the opposite of blind. He has really good eyesight, you see. Oh, clever writing. Okay, they come into town. One of them wants to kill the biker. One of the main characters wants to kill this biker dude. And, yeah, it just starts going out of control right after that. He sees the, three ones killing him, and then quickly meets Myron, which is this sexy little man in the wheelchair. Yeah, he's a strange little creature. He has psychic abilities. He controls, all three of his, two brothers and one sister, and lives through them, basically, by dominating their mind. So, I mean, yeah, that's fun. He basically has to blackmail him into killing the biker dude. The biker dude's not really dead. He does experiments on a whole bunch of victims, brain surgeries and stuff like that. And it's basically just that throughout the whole movie. They're blackmailing each other. Myron is trying to outsmart the other dude, but the other dude is like kind of clever. Either he's kind of clever, or Myron is really not as smart as he says he is. I personally believe that it's just Myron isn't as smart as he says he is. Myron is a pretty cool villain, though. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you one of the highlights of this movie. This is a quote from Myron. I had to rewind it while we were watching it, and it says, "Keep on talking, you little country con man. Every stupid word is a deposit at the pain bank. You just wait. Pretty soon you'll be making a withdrawal, you and that powder puff whore of yours." Yes, bravo. That is some of the best lines from any villain right there. It's so beautiful, so cheesy, and so perfect for this movie. But yeah, it's basically just that. And then at the end, they have a really cool scene where Myron gets them all, because the dude isn't stupid. Like I don't know what to call it. A redneck hillbilly dude, I guess, is what he's supposed to be. But he's not stupid. He has a lawyer that he gives a written description of what happened and everything, and he knows where all the cars with the dead people are and everything that they dump in their backyard, which is a huge swamp, apparently. And all of that, and he actually, like, he has a second lawyer, apparently, maybe, who knows, but, yeah, Myron kidnaps him, and he's just like, I don't care if we got caught, you're just a jerk, and I don't like you, you're not as smart as me. So to torture him and get him to tell them who his second lawyer is, he has a play put on by his, like, brain dead, like, I guess servants now, kind of. The ones that aren't catatonic and stuff are his servants, but it's weird because, like, they're actually good at acting sometimes in it. I have no idea. But yeah, they put on the Joan of Arc play, which is, if you don't know, Joan of Arc gets burned at the end, and yeah, the dude's girlfriend that is the reason they got the biker dude killed in the first place is almost set ablaze. But then the strong brother, I guess I should go ahead and tell you what the siblings are. The woman is sexy, that's her entire power, I guess. The blind dude isn't blind. He has giant bulging eyes like a Looney Tunes character. He can see, hear, and smell perfectly. He, like, super hearing, super smells, stuff like that. And then Otis is the big one that's strong. That's basically it. And all of them are pretty stupid. Which, I mean, that's literally in the movie. They're all, like, actually just the dumbest people ever. It's just that Myron puppets them like a little puppeteer, I guess. I can't think of a better word. But yeah, they all have basically no character. But after she's set ablaze, Otis runs up there and is like, "Pretty lady, no!" and saves her. And then they get out of the house while it's burning down. Everyone dies except Otis and the girl. Otis and the girl get married. It's really weird. I did not remember the ending at all whenever I watched it this time. I actually remembered only the first 75% of this movie, and then as soon as they got captured again, I was like, oh wait, what's happening? So yeah, it's been a while since I watched this one, so I forgot about that actually, which is, I don't know, it's pretty fun. It's like the last 25% of this movie is like a brand new watch through for me. But yeah, they escape, and then the last bit is really weird. Like the last 5 or 10 minutes is really weird because it's like Otis not really knowing what's going on, and then them getting married in a courtroom. It's really weird. So she has all of Otis's family's money and controls it completely because, like I said, Otis is actually just dumb, like Patrick levels, but lower than that. Like, can't take care of himself type of dumb. Yeah, the ending was weird. I don't know what was going on there. I guess she's just gonna be his babysitter now, kind of, I guess. I have no idea, it's so weird. But yeah, they're married, and, she says everybody loves a happy ending at the end, so I guess it's a happy ending, maybe, question mark? Yeah. This movie is yet another one where they have really good writing. I don't know, Full Moon Features has some good, funny lines and stuff. Just all through this, all the characters are pretty likable. Even whenever they're, like, being evil, they're pretty likable. Myron is hilarious throughout this entire thing. He talks like a genius, but he's just, I don't know. It's like the, genius written by a stupid person type of problem that a lot of movies have, except this one uses it to their benefit, to where he talks smartly, but also he's like a pseudo-intellectual. I kind of love it, honestly. It's really, really funny. This is just a really good movie, honestly. I was kind of worried that this would get, a lower score, because it's been a while since I've seen all of the movies that were on the Full Moon event. The first video, that's the top 10 video that I'm actually going through to review all these. I was worried this would get lower than Killer Bong, because I actually really thought that movie was really funny and fun. But this movie is definitely better than that, like, as a movie. Like, it's definitely not as good of a comedy, but I mean, this isn't really trying to be a comedy like that movie was. But yeah, this movie is actually really good. I kind of absolutely love it. None of the kills are very stand out, to be honest, which doesn't really hurt it. This is less of a horror movie and more of like a crime thriller. I don't know, sci-fi? Thriller sci-fi? I don't really know how to define this movie. It's definitely not a strictly horror movie, though, so yeah. This is a really good movie, though. It's definitely an 8 out of 10, I think. It's like, yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. This is a really good movie. But yeah, this was another really short movie review, but I think the next one, all of them up, should be pretty long, because I remember a lot more about them, and, I mean, obviously I'll remember even more whenever I watch them, but, yeah, this is definitely a really good movie. 8 out of 10, not bad at all. Definitely go and watch this. If you're gonna watch any of them from the, like, lower scores on that top 10, you should definitely go and watch this if you don't like how any of those other ones sound. But yeah, 8 out of 10, definitely not bad. Tell me what you think about this movie. Tell me what you think about Full Moon Features in general, because that's what this entire event is about. And, yeah, just tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, and see ya! Yo! Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie review is Killjoy Goes to Hell. This movie is a part of the Full Moon event. This movie review is, at least, not the movie itself, but this video is a part of the Full Moon event that's going on the channel. If you want to watch that, I have a playlist with all of them. There's like 10 or 11 videos so far, and there's going to be a lot more before the event is over. But yeah, this event is all about Full Moon Features, as you can probably tell, because why would I review this movie if it wasn't? But yeah, intro over, let's jump into the actual review. This movie is more of a courtroom drama than an actual slasher movie like the other Killjoy movies, and in the first video for the Full Moon event, I said that I haven't seen any of the other Killjoy movies. Yeah, watching this one brought it all back. I remember watching every single one of them one night. This is just the only one that I really, really liked. So yeah, that basically goes to show you how good the other Killjoy movies are, I guess. But yeah, this movie is more of a courtroom drama than anything else. Like I said, the A plot is about Killjoy getting put into court and being accused of not being evil enough, being incompetent, and just a loser, honestly. Just not good enough to even be a demon. The courtroom drama stuff is definitely the best part of this. And the B plot is a detective story where two detectives are interviewing the woman from the last movie that got away. So yeah, it's honestly, the A and B plot are basically, they are going towards the same thing, but they're in two completely different realms. Like, genuinely. One is taking place in a hell courtroom, and the other is taking place on a Earth asylum. So, I mean, kind of the same thing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the A plot's definitely my favorite part. I love courtroom dramas for some weird reason, and whenever you get this goofy clown man in it and everything, it just makes it even better. This is the only Killjoy movie that I remember, and I think it's because this is the movie where Killjoy actually gets a personality. Like, he's always like a weird demon clown, yeah, but this is the first one where I'm like, yeah, I actually like his character. He's actually a character, and not just a demon clown. Like, I mean, I don't know. But, I mean, the other ones might be even better than this one. I can't really remember. I might watch them all and do a review over the entire series, but probably not, just based on how fun this one was and how much I do not remember the other ones. But the B plot ends with every single person dying except the woman, who they bring in as a, witness, character witness for Killjoy, to say how scary he is and everything like that. This movie has a lot of, like, world building for Killjoy, which is actually really cool. The demon classes there are regular demons and clown demons for each type of demon. So, at the end, there's a huge revolution where all of the clown demons that still follow Killjoy go and fight the regular demons, and it's actually really good. I kind of love it. It's some really good, just action and cool, special effects and stuff. The main villain is named Skid, and I'm gonna say he's the main villain just because he's the one I hate the most. He is Killjoy's attorney. He's another clown demon that wants to become the head honcho like Killjoy is. So he's purposely messing up, saying that Killjoy is innocent whenever he's supposed to be saying that he's guilty and evil, but he's just like, oh, he's such a swell guy and stuff like that. I think that's like an actual line from this. But yeah, he's just annoying, to be honest. His main power is farting. Like, he farts and it teleports him through the cloud and everything. Kind of dumb, honestly. It's shown later that the reason he is, like, half demon and not full demon is because Batty Boop bit him, and that gave him, like, powers, and it was weird. Like, yeah, I did not like that guy at all. Yeah, he kind of sucks. It really sucks. He's actually just the worst. But yeah, the effects for him whenever he gets big, because he's like, oh, you got Batty Boop to blame for this, to Killjoy, then he gets, like, behemoth size. It's really good. It looks like something from a rated, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space rated R? I don't think it is. It seems like something if Rob Zombie made Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that's what they would look like. But yeah, I don't know. This is a really good movie. Some pretty good jokes overall. Everything about it is actually really fun and pretty cool. Killjoy is an absolute delight in this one. All of his little minions, I guess, even though they become best friends at the end of this. There's the mime one. There's I think his name is Punchy, the hobo clown, which was pretty awesome. There's a scene where all the clown demons are having a meeting and talking about betraying Killjoy, and Punchy just walks up and smashes someone's head with a pie. That's sick. And then got them all to help Killjoy. That was really cool. And then Batty Boop is, Batty Boop, what she usually does. She's just a succubus clown. I don't know. She's going really hard with the whole Betty Boop aesthetic with her voice and everything. Yeah, it gets annoying sometimes, but it's not horrible. And the mime clown is actually really, really cool in this one. He gets a robotic, weird, like, conjoined twin on his side that can suck people's blood out and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Everything about this movie is actually just really fun and pretty cool. Learning about the society in hell and everything is really cool. There's a cool scene where, Beelzebub, the one that's actually the, whatever it's called, freaking The Honor, I guess. You're the judge. There we go. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot what that was called. The judge takes Killjoy down to the lowest realm of hell, and it's just a void. It actually looks really cool. But yeah, he just took him down there to see Killjoy's face whenever he tells him that he'll be there after all of his names are gone. The names is a really cool thing too. Every demon has their names, and for every time Killjoy gets, outed as being a good guy and not a actual evil just demon, he gets a name struck out of the book, and it gives him his powers, and people just forget about it, his name, and it's actually really cool. It's a really, really cool movie. I don't know. That's a really cool idea for a movie, like, especially with, like, demons and stuff. Especially since apparently at the end of the third movie, I think, the one that the girl in this one is from, the one that escaped, apparently she won by saying his true name or something, but the name was stricken from the book, so she can't even remember it, and neither can Killjoy. So that was actually really cool. But yeah, I'm done talking about everything except the very ending, I guess. So, yeah. At the ending, the hobo clown who talks in Carney, I thought that was really cool. He just talks in Carney. It seems like he's talking backwards, but I don't know if Carney is an actual language or not. But, yeah, he mutters something. He's like, "Brr, brr, brr, brr." And then, she's like, "What did he say?" And the mime one is just like, "Run, bitch, run." And I thought that was really cool. I don't know. That's honestly the one part of it that I really, really remembered from whenever I watched it like a couple of years ago. But yeah, this is absolutely this is the best Killjoy movie, like by far from what I can remember. And this is one of my favorite Full Moon Features movies. Obviously it's on this list, but yeah, honestly, I think even with man, none of the acting was too bad though. None of it was like super bad, and the special effects were actually pretty cool. I think this movie is actually like a solid 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are like, "What in the world is your problem?" But yeah, I think 8.5 is good for this. For me, at least. I had a lot of fun with it. I like weird courtroom dramas with, I don't know. This is just a really fun movie. But yeah, the 8.5, definitely not bad. If you liked this video, subscribe. Definitely comment what your favorite Full Moon Features movie is. Tell me if you like this movie or any of the Killjoy movies. Because, like I said, I do not remember any of them except this one. Absolutely love this one, though, obviously. But yeah, subscribe, tell me what you think about this movie and all of the Full Moon Features movies. I mean, that's what this event is all about. But yeah, other than that, just subscribe, and stay tuned for more Full Moon Features videos and other stuff, I guess. Yeah. See ya. Yo, welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie is Castle Freak. This movie review is a part of the Full Moon event, so if you haven't seen any of those, definitely go check out the playlist. There's 13 videos right now. Not all of them are going to be this long. There are a few shorts in there, but yeah, definitely go check that out if you like Castle Freak, because they're all Full Moon Features movies and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just jump right into the review. This movie stars Jeffrey Combs, who is Reanimator. I mean, that's definitely probably his most famous role, I would say. He's in a lot of these Stuart Gordon, H.P. Lovecraft type movies, and I guess I should go ahead and talk about that. Stuart Gordon made a whole bunch of H.P. Lovecraft movies. He made Dagon. What else did he make? He made a ton of them, honestly. This is like a mishmash of The Outsiders and The Dunwich Horror. If you don't know what The Dunwich Horror is, you should go watch the movie that's from the 70s, I think is when it was made. That's a really good movie, actually. This is a pretty old movie, from the 80s. You might be more familiar with the 2020 remake that Fangoria made. That's not a bad movie, but yeah, I'm gonna make a movie talking about the differences between both of these movies later, just because yeah, from the very beginning there's a lot of differences in how the Freak is shown and everything. But actually, before I even talk about the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and give you a lay of the land, tell you what this movie is basically about. Jeffrey Combs is the father of a blind girl, and she is blind, well, because of him. He was driving her and his 5-year-old son, I think, home while he was drunk. He crashed because he was yelling at his son about not picking up his toy or something, and then he crashed and glass went in the girl's eyes, and the kid just died. I don't know, it didn't show how he died, but I'm guessing it was just the wreck killed him. I don't know, honestly. Jeffrey Combs' character blames himself, which, I mean, obviously he was drunk and crashed. Yeah, basically his fault. But yeah, I think that is a really sad backstory. Oh my god. But yeah, the whole thing with that is actually pretty sad and a huge part of the movie. Like, it isn't just a throwaway backstory to explain why she's blind or anything. Like, it's a huge thing that Jeffrey Combs' character has to deal with all the way through. It's huge character development by the end. But yeah, it's basically that, and the star of this movie is Jeffrey Combs' character, but the secondary protagonist is definitely the daughter, and then Barbara Crampton plays the wife. I'm pretty sure that's her. She honestly didn't look like Barbara Crampton at all until the end, and I don't know why, to be honest. It just never clicked in my mind that it was her until like halfway through the movie, whenever she's talking to these cops that are there at the castle to make sure her and her daughter are safe. They do a horrible job, but yeah, it just never clicked in my mind that it was her until I saw like her complete face. Yeah, it never even shows her like very well until that part, and then I was like, oh my god, that's Barbara Crampton. But yeah, let's get into the actual story of this movie. Jeffrey Combs' character inherits a castle from his, I don't know, not great-grandmother, his mother? Maybe? Something like that? I honestly have no idea. I didn't really catch what she was, but she was a duchess in a castle. Apparently, she murdered her 5-year-old son, which, I mean, that hits hard with his character, because, I mean, obviously he, kind of accidentally killed his son, but she didn't kill him, she just locked him up like an animal and beat him every day, because the very beginning of the movie is her taking one of the, chain whips that someone would flog themselves with, and just beating the crap out of him, and then it doesn't even show him completely in the frame. It keeps him hidden most of the movie, which is a really good idea, because it's not because the effects are bad or anything. It's actually the complete opposite of that. The effects are really good, and they should be hidden just because I think it's more effective at the end whenever it shows him. But yeah, she just beats the crap out of him and then goes back up to her room and dies. And then Jeffrey Combs and his family comes up. It's kind of a really good mystery, like thriller at the beginning, where he's looking around the house trying to figure out what's going on. And then whenever it becomes a full-on horror movie, it goes full throttle. It's actually insane how over the top it goes as soon as it happens. The freak bites off his thumb to get out of the handcuffs that his mother put him in. He's been down there since he was like 5 years old. He's basically an animal. Like, this movie is actually pretty good at making you feel bad for the freak, because he's just an animal. He's a rabid animal that you're gonna have to put down, but he's still just an animal, basically. He bites off his thumb and gets out, goes up to the blind girl's room, and just watches her sleep, and it's weird. It's a strange little sight. And then the blind girl freaks out. Jeffrey Combs' character goes up there and he's like, I believe you. And then he goes around and looks around and finds nothing. Yeah. Except a wine cellar, and then he breaks the bottle and hurts his hand. That goes back into him being an alcoholic or whatever. Obviously, character development. And then that's when he gets told the story about the Duchess killing the 5-year-old son for revenge on the Dutch, or yeah, Dutch. Yeah, male version of Duchess is Dutch. I am intelligent, but yeah, and then yeah, that's basically it until he goes out and gets drunk because him and his wife are always fighting, which, I mean, yeah, she's mad at him about getting her son killed and blinding her daughter. I kind of get that. But yeah, he goes out to the bar, gets trashed, and then brings a hooker home. The funny part is, I don't think he realized that it was a prostitute until after they had sex, because they have sex and then she holds out her hand for money and he just goes, of course. And like, he's just like, of course, like this day just had to get even worse. And the freak was watching them, which is, it's weird because the freak is like just basically an animal, like I said, and he kind of learns what was going on there. And the first like real gory kill in this movie is what he learned from that. Yeah, it's weird and gory, and the freak is actually horrifying. He wears a sheet through some of this movie, and he does it in the remake too, but it's not as creepy as here because the freak is just, he's weird, man. He is actually just a rabid animal, and it's creepy. It's actually creepy. There's a really good scene where the prostitute is trying to find her way out of the castle, which, yeah, Jeffrey Combs' character just tells her to leave afterwards and starts crying and then passes out, which is stupid. Why would you let someone just walk around your castle that you know there's expensive stuff in? Like, he's been looking through the house to find the expensive stuff to sell this entire time, and he just lets her walk around. It makes no sense, but it's fine, whatever. He was trashed and passed out. It's fine, whatever. She tries to find her way out and then goes through the they found a little, not mercenary, what's it called, for babies. I don't know what it's called. It's like a little place for babies. Whatever it's called. Yeah, I cannot remember at all. But it's where they have the little rocking horse, and it's rocking back and forth, and it's like super dark, and she's like trying to find her way out. And as I was watching it, I was like, this is actually a creepy scene, Jesus. And then, you know, the freak grabs her, and I thought he killed her off screen, but no, he locks her up in where he was locked, and then I don't know, tries to do what he learned from watching Jeffrey Combs' character and her, and what he does it wrong. He needs some, I don't know, he needs some help, okay? He does it wrong the first time, poor guy. He has some cannibalistic tendencies, apparently. Oh yeah, he eats a cat in this movie too. Yeah, he just eats a cat. He only eats like one bite and then throws it away. I don't think he liked how it tasted though. But yeah, that first kill is actually just intense. It's a really good first kill in this movie. It's insane. But yeah, that wasn't really the first kill, but it was the first gory kill. But yeah, the freak is actually really intimidating just because he's like a rabid animal. He doesn't understand anything. He tries to talk, but he literally can't. I think if I had to guess, I would say that maybe the Duchess cut out his tongue or something. That's just how it sounds. Maybe that's not what they were going for, but that's what it sounds like. And then like all through the movie, he gets bloodier and bloodier because of, like, you know, eating people and animals and such usually tends to get your face a little bit bloody. I don't speak from, you know, experience or anything, but common sense tells you that. But yeah, the freak is actually just really intimidating. And at the end, after all of that, the police come in and say that Jeffrey Combs did it because everyone loves that hooker for some reason. Not everyone, it's just that one cop, and it's because she had his kid. But I mean, I don't know. He's an angry person, the cop is. He basically threatens to beat the crap out of him until he admits that he killed her, even though, like, I don't know. That's stupid because he obviously didn't do it. And then his lawyer, it was his sister that was the second one to get killed, and they're in the same room, so they find her, and then, all of that happens. But then Jeffrey Combs escapes pretty easily. Gets to the castle right as the freak is about to kill his wife and daughter. Grabs the chain. This is, actually something that annoys me. Instead of pulling the freak to him and then pushing him off, he just puts the chain into his hand, on his wrist, and then jumps off of the building. It's a huge building, and then slams into the concrete. And then at the end, Barbara Crampton goes down there, and Jeffrey Combs' character just goes, "Forgive me," and Barbara Crampton's character just goes, "I'm sorry." I don't know. I feel like he did that just so that she would have to say apologize to him. He's just like, "Yeah, see, now you are the one apologizing, loser," and then he dies. Yeah, I feel like he knew that the only way he was going to be forgiven was just sacrificing himself. That's why he didn't just do it the easier way and pull the freak to him and then throw him off, or just, toss the chains somewhere. Maybe tie the chains to stone brick or something, like one of the stone pillars, to keep him in place, and then just go over there and wail on him. I don't know. But yeah, this movie's actually really good. I honestly would not have guessed that this was a weird type of version of the Dunwich Horror unless I'd read it, and it's a version of The Outsiders too. I don't know what that is, honestly. I haven't read that or seen anything about it, but I don't know. Maybe it's more like this than the Dunwich Horror is, because the Dunwich Horror is not like this. It's been a while since I've read the actual story, but I've watched the movie 3 times this year, so I don't know. This is a good movie though. All Stuart Gordon movies are really good. The H.P. Lovecraft ones are really good, at least. But yeah, this movie is absolutely amazing. This is one of my favorite movies. Well, obviously I'm doing it off of the top 10 list from the Full Moon Features top 10 list that I made for the Full Moon event. I'm using that for this, and this is one of the upper ones, so obviously this is my favorite one that I've reviewed so far. But this one is such higher quality than all of the other movies I've reviewed at this point that it's honestly just impressive. The lighting is amazing, the acting is perfect, everything about this is just really good. Speaking of the acting, the one thing I didn't enjoy was every time the daughter spoke, it sounded like she was holding back tears, and it made me think that they were beating her off screen to get a better acting out of her. They were beating the crap out of her for better acting, and I was like, oh, I feel bad for her, because it sounded like she was crying every time. But yeah, even that was just amusing. It wasn't even annoying, it was just amusing. But yeah, this movie is actually shockingly good for compared to all the other movies I'd reviewed so far. I think the other movies I've reviewed have gotten is an 8.5, and that's just because they're entertaining and really good. But this movie is entertaining, really good. It's not as funny as any of those movies, obviously, but this is a serious movie, really serious. It's really good. It's got amazing acting, directing. The lighting in this movie is absolutely insane. It looks really good. The special effects, whoever did the special effects deserves a round of applause, because the freak looks horrifying even underneath a sheet. He's really cool. But yeah, this movie is definitely a 9 out of 10. Yeah, the other one's got an 8.5 out of 10 because they were entertaining. This one's getting a 9 out of 10 because it's just absolutely amazing. It's just really good. I think this is one of those movies that I might watch later and give it a 9.5, just because, it's a different watch through, and my scores change every once in a while depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, this is definitely a 9 out of 10 right now. This is a very, very good movie. But yeah, tell me what you think about this movie. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you hate it. Tell me if you love Full Moon Features or if you hate it. And if you like Full Moon Features, definitely go and watch the other Full Moon event videos, especially my top 10 video. If you don't want to watch any of the reviews, you can at least watch that and go and watch those movies if you want to. I just honestly wanted to shine a light on these movies, and I'm glad I've been able to do so with these videos. But yeah, this is a really good movie. Like, subscribe, tell me what your favorite Full Moon Features movie is, tell me what you would score this movie out of 10, and just, I don't know, go and watch a horror movie. Be cool like me and watch some horror movies. But yeah, like, subscribe, and see ya. Yo, welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie is Zarkor the Invader. This video is a part of the Full Moon event that's going on the channel, so if you want to watch any of those videos, they're all up on a playlist called, well, the Full Moon event, obviously. So yeah, there's like almost 20 videos. I think this will be the 20th video on there, but yeah, I have made a mini movie review over this. It was like less than a minute and 30 seconds, but I didn't feel like just saying, hey, go and watch that, or not watching it and just making one and acting like I did watch it, so I went ahead and watched it again. I think this movie this time actually got a little bit higher, like not by much, so if you want to go watch that one, it will basically be the same things that I'm going to say in this, except this one will have a few extra bads and goods, and that one is a lot shorter. So if you don't like how long this one is, I don't know how long this one's going to end up being, but shouldn't be anywhere near as long as the other movie reviews that I've done for this event. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this movie. This movie is obviously a spoof off of the kaiju genre. Zarkor the Invader is the, well, kaiju in the movie. He is sent down by aliens to test humanity. The most mid-human in the world is who's chosen to basically face Zarkor. They basically just tell him, hey, you're the one that's gonna do this because you are mid, bro. You are the most mid man ever. Like, genuinely, he's literally the median human. It's actually funny. They just insult him straight to his face. The aliens do. And yeah, I mean, that's basically how it starts. And then he goes, gets a paleontologist, or no, cryptozoologist. There we go. And then kidnaps her, really. Just kidnaps her straight from a little news broadcasting place. One of the guards that stops him actually gets caught and held up at gunpoint and tells the other guard, no, shoot him, it's my fault, just shoot him, use my body, shoot him straight through my body, go ahead, do it. And that made me laugh. That was actually pretty funny in this movie. This movie has some good moments. This movie has the same type of writing as most Full Moon Features movies, unless they're actually going for a full-on horror movie aesthetic, but this one is obviously a kaiju comedy movie, and they do really good with the comedy. Most of the characters are actually pretty funny, or have some pretty funny lines. My favorite one is the cop that ends up helping the main character. He hears this mailman's, he's just a regular mailman, he hears this story and then automatically points the gun at his partner's head and says, I love you like a big brother, but you know that I can't let the humanity die, just after hearing his explanation like once, which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, genuinely, that's some ancient alien's mind rot right there. But yeah, this is a pretty good movie. Definitely better than the first time I watched it, just because I wasn't almost falling asleep. I watched it for the first review that I did. It was just a movie that I turned on at like 4 in the morning. I watched it and then passed out afterwards because I was like almost asleep while I was watching it. But yeah, it was a really good movie then, and now it is even better because I was actually awake and, you know, aware of my surroundings instead of, you know, 4:30 in the morning, just barely awake. But yeah, this is a really good movie. The special effects are Full Moon Features. The sets for the man in the suit, and yes, this is a man in the suit type of kaiju movie. I like those kaiju movies. Those are basically my favorite kind, honestly. The Zarkor design looks really sick, and the sets that they use aren't too bad. They aren't anything like Gamera Guardian of the Universe, which I also have a movie review for if you want to go ahead and check that out. I have a whole bunch of reviews for Gamera movies if you do like kaiju movies, which you obviously do if you're watching this. There's a lot of reviews over those movies. Yeah. The sets definitely aren't anything that good, but they aren't anything bad either. They're really tight. They're not super good, not super bad. It's basically like the main character of this movie, mid. It's extremely mid. But Zarkor is a really cool design. I like that he has laser eyes. I love lasers. If you've seen any of my, especially the Guardian of the Universe videos, I love whenever they have lasers instead of like just flames or fireballs or whatever. I think lasers are really cool, and they come straight from his eyes, which is really cool. This movie makes him sound as powerful as possible because they say no human weapon can kill him, and he's the only one that can defeat him. The mailman is. And basically it's just they find a UFO, they pick it up, he uses it as a shield, and it ricochets his laser back at him after a few shots. And then he just dies instantly. So I'm gonna go a little bit power scaler for 1 second. I swear it's only 1 second. He can shoot lasers, so his actual like attack power is really good, but his defensive power is pretty bad considering that he can't even take his own laser. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Zarkor, honestly. He is just created by the aliens to test humans, but they use the most mid-human they can find, and it's, I don't know, I think that's an interesting plot for a movie, especially a kaiju movie, and I think they could do a lot with it nowadays if someone got a hold of the Zarkor, I don't know, the Zarkor character, I guess, and they made like a reboot or something. There's a lot they could do with that type of plot. They could have done a lot more in this movie, but with what they did and everything, it's still a very solid movie. It's not even mid like the main character. It's actually pretty damn good. It is, it was a 7 out of 10 in the mini movie review that I did, but this one actually bumped it up half a point. It's 7.5 now. This movie is definitely a solid 7.5. There will definitely have to be a top 10 movies recount after this, because this has not beaten the other Full Moon movie reviews as far as the actual rating for it, because this is a 7 out of 10, and a few of the other movies got a 9 out of 10. This is what I was worried about after I reviewed Castle Freak, because that was the first movie that got 9 out of 10. But this is the first one after that hasn't lived up to the hype. Basically, I put this one where it was in the top 10 list at the beginning of the Full Moon event, because it was the most recent watch that I had, honestly, and it's the one that I remembered the most. But, yeah, this movie is a solid 7.5 out of 10, and I've got to say, if you like kaiju movies, watch this. It's pretty funny, pretty good. If you just like giant monster movies or any monster movies at all, if you like characters that are actually pretty funny, then definitely check this one out. It's not long enough to be a waste of your time, honestly. I've noticed that a lot of these Full Moon Features movies are like barely theatrical runtime. So I mean, yeah. I mean, seriously, the last one that I reviewed was 56 minutes, including the credits. So I mean, you know, it's definitely not a waste of your time. So yeah, check it out if you're a fan of kaiju, and if you're a fan of just funny movies, I guess. But yeah, this is a really solid movie, running in at 7.5 out of 10. Definitely not bad. Like, subscribe, tell me what you think about this movie, tell me what you think about Full Moon Features in general, if you like Full Moon Features, or you want to learn about Full Moon Features just because you see this movie and you think it looks cool. Definitely go and check out the Full Moon event that's going on, and you know, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube type of things, you know, do the hokey pokey, and see ya. Yo, welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie is Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. This movie review is a part of the Full Moon event. If you don't know what that is, it's all of the Full Moon Features movies and stuff like that. If you want to watch any of those, I have a full playlist with all of them. There's like 15 videos of them right now. This is the 16th, obviously, if there's 15 already. And like I said, it's Dollman vs. Demonic Toys. So let's just jump right into this movie review. This movie, coming right after Castle Freak, I was afraid that it would not be as good as Castle Freak, because that movie was way better than I remember it being, actually. And this is the first movie I've watched, the first time I've watched this in like a couple of years, I want to say. But this is actually one of my favorite Full Moon Features movies now. Like, it might be higher than what I put it, because this movie takes the type of road that Freddy vs. Jason and stuff like that took. Like, it gives you everything the fans would want, you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and tell you about the actual synopsis. This movie is clocking in at 56 minutes, just below actual theatrical time. So this is not like a full-on movie. This reminds me of a fan film. Not in, like, it's cheap or anything, but more like it gives everything that a fan would want, and it's really short. Just like a fan film, basically. It's literally what I would want to make if I could make a movie that was this. This is what I would make. So let's just go ahead and go into the short synopsis of this movie, because that's really all you need. This movie is really short, like I said, and it doesn't have a lot of plot beats. It starts out with a hobo going into the toy factory that the Demonic Toys first movie takes place, and he quickly falls off a trike. It's like less than a foot fall, and then busts his head open like it's like he got shot by a cannon, basically. Bleeds everywhere, brings back the Demonic Toys. The cop from the first Demonic Toys, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm thinking it's the first Demonic Toys, gets there, tries to kill the toys because she was ready for it, because, you know, obviously she was waiting for them, because she was in the first movie, and then they escape. Later, Dollman is going to see another really short person. Not short as in, like, you know, short people, but like short as in like 1 foot tall type of short. Like he's 13 inches tall. But yeah, he's going to see the chick from Bad Channels. This is not just a Dollman and Demonic Toys crossover. This is also a Bad Channels crossover. So I'll go ahead and give you a quick synopsis of what that movie is. It's aliens coming in, shrinking women, and then taking them. All of them got unshrunk except her. She is just a waitress that got shrunk by aliens. They quickly form a bond because, you know, they're the only two short people, and Dollman is looking good in this movie. I'm talking scrum-diddly umptious, baby. Like, I'd take a bite out of that. Yum, yum. I love this actor, though. I freaking love Dollman. Obviously, it was the #1 in my top 10 list. Also on the Full Moon event, if you want to go ahead and go and watch that. You know what I'm saying? But they get together, you know what I'm saying? Tango, do the dirty tango, the devil's tango, you know what I'm saying? Freaking wampa wampa, awooga, you know what I'm saying? Woo! And then the cop finds them, from Demonic Toys finds them, and enlists Dollman's help, because she literally uses the old, I'm a cop and you're a cop, don't we have some type of bond? Like, don't you have to help me? That's a really weird trope in movies. There's a lot of movies where the cop comes in and asks help, but it's a retired cop, and then the retired cop is like, yeah, I have to help my fellow cop. I don't know, is that something that actually happens in real life? But yeah, they go to fight the Demonic Toys, they get there, and she dies, like almost automatically, gets killed by the robot one, which is one of the lamest one. The robot one gets killed extremely fast. One of the best lines in this is, only magic can kill magic, bitch. And apparently bullets are magic, which, I mean, back in medieval times, it would have been counted as magic, you know? Because, I mean, come on, that's pretty crazy. I mean, back then, nobody would have thought that bullets would be a thing now. And so is electricity, apparently, because the soldier one, that looks like he is just wearing a soldier costume from Spirit Halloween or somewhere even cheaper, stabs his knife into it and gets completely vaporized. Vaporized? Oh my god, evaporized. What is that? Evaporation. But yeah, he gets completely vaporized, and that's already 2 down. Jack Attack is absolutely amazing in this movie. The special effects for him look really cool, really goofy in some parts, but really cool in most. I think Jack Attack's design is just cool anyways. It's a snake inside of a Jack-in-the-Box that has a clown's face that laughs all the time. That's just really cool. But yeah, Jack gets killed pretty fast. Dollman has a cool line whenever he goes, "Pop goes the weasel," whenever he shoots Jack in the face and it explodes his head. That's pretty cool. Yet again, proving that bullets are magic, and his gun might actually be magic, because Dollman is basically Thor with his gun. His hand glows, a little dot glows, and then the gun comes to him from wherever it is. It's basically Mjolnir, but it shoots bullets, which is actually really cool. This is a really cool movie. Baby Oopsie Doopsie freaking loser prick, I don't know what his name, the stupid baby doll one is huge douchebag as always. He's one of my least favorite parts in Demonic Toys from what I remember, but he wasn't as annoying as he is in Demonic Toys if I'm remembering right. Maybe he's not annoying in Demonic Toys and I'm just misremembering because I watched it a long time ago. But in this one, he actually has some pretty good lines. Whenever Dollman first gets there and starts shooting at him whenever they're running away, he goes, "Jesus, who is that, Arnold Schwarzenegger?" And then Dollman goes, "Who?" Because, I mean, he's an alien. I know I didn't explain that until just now, but that's all you give for Dollman's backstory, because I'm doing a movie review of an actual Dollman movie whenever we get to the first place in the top 10 for the movie reviews and everything. But let's stick with just this one for now. Yeah, this is a really good movie. The set design is absolutely perfect. None of this looks like CGI. It looks like they built huge, massive sets. Like, they're walking through the vents, and they're, like, tiny compared to the vents. And it looks like they just built the sets themselves, like, just out of metal or whatever it was made of. And then there's a part where they're climbing up a box, like a little packing box. And yeah, they just built it. It looks like it's just a part of the set. They just made everything huge and it looks sick. The toys, the regular toys, not the demonic toys, are used to great effect in this movie. There's a scene where Dollman is about to get torn in half by two monster truck, like remote controlled monster trucks. That's a really cool scene. He's saved by Ginger, that's her name, is the waitress from Bad Channels. That's a really good movie too if you want to go and check that out. It didn't make my top 10 list for the full moon event or anything, but it is still a really good movie. I might do another top 10 list just with 10 more movies that you'll need to watch, but yeah, it's a really good movie if you want to go and check that out. But yeah, Dollman vs. Demonic Toys did not disappoint me, which is impressive because I was kind of expecting the movies that I put up to number one to be maybe a little bit worse than Castle Freak, but this movie was an absolute, I don't know how to explain it. It's everything I wanted from this movie. It is honestly amazing. If you're a fan of Full Moon Features at all, you'll love this. It brings in so many stuff, like a whole bunch of references to stuff. Three movies in one, basically. Even though it's just Dollman vs. Demonic Toys, they throw in Bad Channels in there too. That's freaking awesome. And this is a direct sequel to both movies. I'm pretty sure Dollman and Demonic Toys is what it seems like. And then the Dollman Kills the Full Moon universe also brings this up. So all three of them are combined. These are three of my favorite things that have ever come out of Full Moon Features, and they're all combined in one perfect series of events. If you don't know what Dollman versus Kills the Full Moon Universe is, I made a short video about it. I think I literally just named it Dollman Kills the Full Moon Universe. And if you don't want to watch that video, definitely go and check that out. That is an amazing comic. One of my favorite comic book runs ever, honestly. That might just be because I'm a huge fan of the Full Moon Features universe in general. But yeah, like I said, all the sets in this are amazing. All of them are amazing. The demonic toys aren't annoying whatsoever. It seems like they are way better written than they are in their own movie. If I'm remembering correctly, I might do a demonic toys, like, alone type of review later if you want me to. But, yeah, this movie is absolutely amazing. I actually kind of love it. You know, at first I had this marked as like a 9 out of 10, just like Castle Freak, but now that I'm talking about it more, this is just a really fun time, a really cool, like, 80s action film type of stuff with, like, really good one-liners and everything. It's basically Dollman, but he gets to fight supernatural creatures instead of just thugs and stuff. That's really, really sick. If you haven't seen Dollman, you should go and watch that too. Not yet, because I haven't made a movie review of it. You must be spoiled to everything before you watch the movie, obviously. But yeah, this movie's awesome. This movie is absolutely sick. Yeah, the only thing bad about it is, honestly, is the demonic toys. None of them can talk except Baby Oopsie, and that's kind of boring up until the very ending, because the Dark Lord takes over Baby Oopsie's body, and then he gets blown away by Dollman, and then they leave, and Dollman and Ginger go back to oh my god, what was the town called? Pahuda. I knew there was a reason. I took some notes yesterday. But yeah, Pahuda is such a stupid name. I'd like to go ahead and say that. If this is a real place, I apologize to anyone who lives there, but you live in a place with a dumb name. This movie makes fun of you if you live in a place called Pahuda, by the way. Like, the cop literally gasps and then laughs a little bit whenever she hears the name Pahuda. Yeah, it's dumb. It's a dumb name. I'm making fun of you if you live there now. But yeah, this is honestly just a really good movie. Like I've said, it feels like it was made by fans, like actual fans. It honestly would not shock me if this was just a fan script and then they turn it into a real movie, because it feels like someone who really loves these two, these two film franchises or whatever, really wrote it. Like, they actually loved it and they just wanted to make something that other fans would get hyped about, because this is really good. This is just a really good thing. This is definitely a better movie if you like Doll Man more than Demonic Toys. Actually, they both get pretty same on the like how often they're shown and everything. The Demonic Toys get taken out pretty quickly, which is kind of weird, honestly, because in their own movie they are pretty durable. But Dollman's gun is like canonically basically just a cannon. Like, it actually just blows humans in half, so obviously these things aren't gonna be able to handle him very much. But yeah, all of the scenes in this movie are really cool. I'll probably make a video talking about my favorite lines from it, because while I was watching it, I would pause it every once in a while just to write down a line that he said. But yeah, this movie is honestly, man, it's kind of hard to say whether it's a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 right now, but it could easily be a 9.5 depending on the day. So yeah, this movie is a extremely solid 9 out of 10. This is honestly higher than I thought any of these movies other than Doll Man itself would get. But now we have 2 movies in this little event that I'm doing that have 9 out of 10. So Full Moon Features is proving themselves to be even better than I remembered or ever thought, even whenever I watched the new stuff that I've been watching of theirs. I don't know. These movies are absolutely amazing though, so I will go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10, like I said. Definitely like and subscribe if you like this video. Even if you don't like this video, go ahead and dislike it and comment and tell me I'm stupid for liking this movie. Don't do that. That would hurt my feelings. Go ahead and like and subscribe whether you like it or not. Yeah. Tell me what you think about this movie. Tell me what you think about Full Moon Features in general. If you have any, type of just wondering about what Full Moon Features is, I have a video on the Full Moon event that is literally just what is Full Moon Features. Go ahead and watch that if you want to see if you'll like Full Moon Features or anything like that. But yeah, if you're getting this on your, like, if you're getting this shown to you by YouTube, you probably already like this stuff. So, I mean, yeah, watch it all, I guess, yeah. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Like, subscribe, and see ya. Yo, welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie review is over Puppet Master 4. Obviously, I'm pretty sure all of you can see it. This video is a part of the Full Moon event that's going on the channel. If you want to watch any of the other movie reviews or the other videos that I made for it, definitely go and check that out. It has a playlist on the community tab, and yeah, if you want to check that out, definitely go and check that out. But yeah, let's jump right into the movie review with the plot of the movie. This movie features a protagonist that is trying to discover how to make true artificial intelligence, not just something you program and then it follows its programming perfectly. It's actual artificial intelligence that can actually learn and create and have creative ideas and stuff. And it's not going very well. He keeps on making robots that, you know, can only follow their programming because that's what robots do. And he eventually gets his girlfriend and 2 other people, one douchebag and one psychic chick. They all come over, and he's pissed about the douchebag coming because, of course he is. Why wouldn't he be? And it turns out that the dude that came was also working in the same project as the main character, so he starts talking about it, and then he gets one-upped by the main character, who actually just is the person that he's having to log the data for, and he didn't even know it was his science that was going on or anything. And then after that, they find the puppets. They figure out that the serum brings them to life. They think that's the key to their research, which, I mean, it technically is because it is bringing them to life, but it's like a whole magic thing and everything. And then the demon things from the very beginning that I forgot to mention, honestly. They were shown in the very beginning and killed 2 people. They can use their life energy to infuse themselves into regular puppets to attack people, basically. And once the puppets die, they actually die as well. The aliens or demons or whatever send themselves as the puppets into the real world to kill them, because Toulon, the main character, the main puppet master from the first and almost all the movies basically, is the one that stole their magic to create the puppets and the serum and everything. So yeah, they are trying to get back their serum and their artifacts and everything because they want to have their own power and no one else to have it. So yeah, they just go on a rampage and try to kill them all. But the puppets actually kill all of them extremely easily. Yeah, that's basically the whole movie. And then at the end, Toulon's ghost comes back and is just like, "Oh, the serum must be protected. You are the new puppet master. See ya." And then, yeah, and then he disappears and leaves the puppets with him. So the main character of this movie does end up becoming the new puppet master. Yeah, this franchise went from a normal horror movie about possessed puppets killing people to this, and it is absolutely beautiful. This movie is actually really good with the special effects, the stop motion and everything that's in it. All the Puppet Masters movies are pretty good with that, but this one is really good. The demon, I think they're called the totems. Whenever I looked it up for another video that I'm going to do later in this event that's going on the channel, I think they're just called the totems, which is a pretty cool name for them, actually. And they look really cool. They have pretty clunky stop motion, but I mean, all of them look kind of clunky whenever they do the stop motion, but it looks pretty good enough for the fight scenes and everything. The best part is whenever Tunneler jams the drill on his head through one of their torsos and just decimates them. It's beautiful. The main demon dude is kind of just generic evil guy number 1, and that's basically it. The villain is kind of boring. The overall story is really cool. If you like Puppet Master, this one definitely delves in more into the lore and everything, which is always nice to see in a Full Moon Features movie, or any movie that's long, any franchise that's long running or anything. Always cool to see more lore and stuff, and this one gives a ton of lore. It's actually really fun. This movie is really good and brings all of my favorite puppets back. The only puppet that is on this poster that isn't in the actual movie is Torch, which is one of my favorite puppets. I don't know why they put him on the poster since he's not in the actual movie, but we have all of my other favorites like Pinhead, Blade, Tunneler, and Six Shooter. They all make an appearance, and the Decapitron is a brand new appearance in this movie. I think this is the only movie he's in, actually. He might be in 5, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But I'm pretty sure he dies in that movie because I think he's only in 1 or 2. And yeah, this movie is really simple to explain and understand. So I mean, yeah, this movie is pretty good for what it is. A lot of awesome puppet action, and you get to see all of your favorite puppets come back. So I mean, it's pretty good. The main characters are kind of boring except for the main protagonist, and that's just because he's a weird nerd that creates robots. That's always at least a little bit fun for a main character. But yeah, this is a really good movie. Definitely not that good of a horror movie. We strayed very far from what the first Puppet Master movie was all the way to this. But this is still a good movie. I'd give this movie a solid 8 out of 10, I think. Yeah, 8 out of 10 is good for this movie. Yeah, tell me what you think about this movie, about the Puppet Master franchise in general. Tell me, I don't know, what you think of Full Moon Features movies in general, since that's what this event is all about. Definitely go and watch the other Full Moon event videos. This is shorter than the other reviews because I honestly didn't have that much to say about this one. This was just a solid film and a pretty a pretty good Puppet Master film. The next movie we're going to go over is the first Puppet Master movie, and I'm actually pretty excited to watch that again and to get a review out for it. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, tell me what you think about all of the stuff that I mentioned already, and watch the other Full Moon Event videos. See ya! Yo! Welcome to a brand new movie review. Today's movie review is going to be over Puppet Master, the first movie. I already did a movie review over Puppet Master 4. That was yesterday's movie review, and I did do that for the Full Moon Event, and this video is also for the Full Moon Event. So if you want to go check out those videos, it has a playlist on the community tab called Full Moon Event. So yeah, definitely just stop watching this video and go watch all those videos if you like Puppet Master. Hopefully you do, since you clicked on this, unless you're just doing it for my beautiful, sexy voice, which I mean, completely understandable. But yeah, let's just jump right into this movie review with the actual plot. This movie stars a ragtag group of psychics, or just random people with kind of psychic abilities. They can all see things, do things. None of them are like, you know, freaking moving stuff with their mind or anything, but they can all, like, see the future, see dead people, you know, stuff like that. They go to this house of someone else that they had worked with on learning more about their abilities and everything. His name is something. I want to say Miguel. Something like that. I cannot remember his name at all. But yeah, they go into there they are talking about something that they worked on, which was the Andre Toulon puppets, which is they were trying to figure out the Egyptian method of bringing inanimate objects to life, and that's what these puppets are. Andre Toulon is killed in the very beginning of the movie, trying to hide the secret so that it never lands in the wrong hands, but it does, because obviously this movie has to happen. So yeah, Miguel, or whatever his name is, gets it. Now, this movie is more of a thriller than a full-on horror movie. Don't get me wrong, there are some really good kills in this movie, but it is definitely more of a slow burn type of thriller horror movie. And it takes a while for the first kill to happen. Well, other than Andre Toulon, who just shoots himself right in the head. Yeah. So does Miguel, or he does, and then he brings himself back with the, never shows it in this movie, but it is a weird green chemical that brings him to life. That is, built upon in the later sequels, but this isn't about the sequels, this is about just the first movie right now. Yeah, this is a really good movie. At the end, all of them die except one of the psychics and Miguel's wife, and Miguel shows himself pretty early in the ending. He's like, hey, yeah, I'm still alive, I died so that I could be alive forever. I have no end now, bro. And yeah, he picks up Jester, which is one of the puppets, and says, I'm done experimenting with these loser dolls, and throws them. Jester turns sad, and Blade and Pinhead just get as pissed as possible. I mean, seriously, they are steaming at the thought of someone messing with their little bro. Yeah, all of the puppets feel like family in this one, actually. Like, they actually seem like they're all siblings and everything. Andre Toulon treats them like they're his children. That's in the later movies. It explains, like, more about their backstory and everything, and that's, I don't know. Right now, they're just regular puppets that he owns, so it's fine, but yeah, the later movies make a whole lot more lore for the movies, but this one is definitely a really firm, like, sedimentary concrete for them to build upon for the later movies, and definitely works on all factors. I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm not a reviewer. I just like this movie. This movie's really good, is what I'm trying to say. Miguel, or whatever his name is, can't remember his name. Manuel. Yeah, I know it starts with an M. Maguire. Tobey Maguire? Spider-Man. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Miguel. Yeah, for now he's just Miguel, until I maybe look it up later. But yeah, yeah, this is a really good movie. All the kills are really cool. There's one puppet that I've always thought was weird, and that's Leech Woman. She is just the creepiest thing ever, and it makes no sense how her power works because she spits up leeches, giant leeches, and she has like an infinite amount of them in her. I know it's like magic and everything, so maybe she just spawns them out of nowhere. And this movie really makes me think about another movie that I did for the full moon event, which is demonic Dollman versus Demonic Toys, and one of the demonic toys in that movie says you can't kill magic without magic, and I think that works really well with these puppets because Miguel pulls his head off, like Pinhead's head off, before throwing him, and then Pinhead just gets up and puts it back on. Like, these dudes aren't going to be put down without magic, and I think that's cool because I choose to believe that they like saw that far into the future and were like, yeah, that'll be a cool line for that movie. So yeah, I don't know. The ending kill where they kill Miguel is definitely the best one. Pinhead punches him down, Blade cuts off a few of his fingers, stabs his hand into the elevator floor, and then Tunneler, one of my favorite puppets, drills straight into his throat, and then Leech Woman goes over there, throws a leech in his mouth, and Jester is completely forgotten, which is really sad. I wish Jester would have gotten like the last throat slash or something. Jester is definitely the one that is more timid in this one, and most of the ones going forward. I honestly, the only time I can remember him ever getting violent is in the Dollman Kills the Full Moon Universe comic, where Dollman makes them all kill each other, and Jester is the one that ends up surviving, which I think is probably a play on how timid he is in all of these movies, maybe. Unless I'm misremembering, and in the later movies he becomes just the most brutal killer ever. But yeah, this is a really good movie, and the last kill is definitely just makes it worth it, like, completely, because you definitely want Miguel to die by the end. Like, he's just the worst, and there's a weird scene where it shows, like, Miguel assault a woman on the elevator, and that's never touched upon ever again, and it's just the weirdest thing ever. I don't understand what that was for, unless it was just to make us hate Miguel, or whatever his name is. But yeah, if it was just to make us hate Miguel, that makes sense, I guess. Because it definitely makes us hate him. Like, I mean, how are you not supposed to hate someone that does that? I mean, come on. But yeah, this is a really good movie. I'd say this is better than Puppet Master 4. I am glad that this rating was at least higher than the last one, because I'm still gonna have to do a recount because of this one, but I won't have to do too many adjustments on the original top 10 video I did for this, like, to start this full moon event. So yeah, this movie is actually just amazing, just as good as I remember it being. This movie is an 8.5 out of 10, honestly. This is a very good movie. Honestly, if you get a just sit in a dark room and it's a rainy night, a stormy night, and you turn it on, it'll probably bump it up to a 9 out of 10, because there are some really good moments in this movie. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about, I know I already said the rating and everything, and I probably shouldn't have, since I still have stuff to say, but the puppets are really, really well done in this one. Like, the stop motion and everything is absolutely amazing. Tunneler running at the chick whenever she's looking under the bed is one of the coolest looking stop motions I've ever seen. He looks goofy, but also really cool whenever he runs and puts his head down and the drill starts. It's just really cool. And there's another scene when Miguel is talking, and he throws Jester, and whenever Tunneler gets mad, his drill starts going and everything, and it's so cool, man. This entire franchise is absolutely amazing. Just some of the coolest stuff you'll ever see. Some really good lore and everything. Just, I don't know. This is a franchise that I could jump into and do like a 3-hour-long video over. And maybe I will someday if people actually like the Puppet Master videos I'm throwing out and everything. The last short that I put out got like 400 and something views already, so I might have enough people that like Puppet Master to actually make it. But who knows? Yeah, if you want to see any more Puppet Master stuff after this full moon event, definitely like and subscribe, and I'll take that as a you do, and I'll go ahead and make like a movie review for all of them and do a whole bunch more videos over Puppet Master. But yeah, like I said, this movie is an 8.5 out of 10. Really good. Honestly, just a really solid movie in general. Really good thriller horror movie with a lot of psychics. I mean, I don't know what genre that would be, but it's got psychics, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, this movie's just sick. 8.5 out of 10, like I said. Like, subscribe. Definitely go and check out the other Full Moon feature, the Full Moon event videos, and see ya. Yo, we've got a brand new movie review for you today, and today's movie review is Doll Man. This is an awesome 80s action movie. This is up there with Commando, for me at least, whenever it comes to the 80s action movies. It's got some amazing cheesy lines. This is an awesome movie. But before I actually get into the plot and the goods and bads of this movie, I would like to go ahead and say that this is a part of the Full Moon event going on the channel right now, and if you want to watch any of those videos, it has its own playlist on the playlist tab on this channel, obviously, and it's just called Full Moon Event. Definitely go and check those out. There's almost 30 videos up right now, and most of them are YouTube shorts and these types of movie reviews. I also have the top 10 Full Moon features list that is actually, this is number 1 on there, so I mean, you're watching the last one that I'm doing right now, so definitely go back and watch the other ones if you feel like it. It doesn't really matter, they don't have very many views right now anyways, but yeah, let's jump right into this movie review with the plot. Okay, this movie starts on the planet of whatever. I cannot remember what the planet is called. It's not a real planet, I'm pretty sure. And Doll Man is Brick Bardo, a chiseled cop, a sexy old man cop that goes into this laundromat. He's suspended, so he's not even like doing cop work right now, is what he says. Let me go ahead and give you one of the sickest lines in this movie. The cop, one of them, asks Brick what he's planning on doing, and Brick drops this absolutely amazing line. "I'm gonna use hot water for my whites, and a cold wash and warm rinse for my colors." Yep, that's sick. This is amazing. This is the 80s cheese that I come to Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies for, but it's Brick Bardo, which is better than any Arnold character ever. Like, genuinely. He goes in there, and the person, it's a hostage situation, and the person in there says, I didn't write this one down, but I can paraphrase it for you really fast. He basically says, "Don't come any closer or I'm going to shoot one of these fat ladies. There will be porkers all over the walls." Yes. Just, yes, this is such a good movie. Oh my god. He basically has them tied around him, like in a circle around him. And Brick goes up there, and this is where it's revealed that his gun is the most powerful handgun in the universe, basically. Like, that's literally what they say. And he just points it at one of the fat chicks, and I'm just gonna call them the fat chicks, because that's literally what the movie calls them. I'm pretty sure in the credits it'll just say fat chick number 1, number 2, and all that. But yeah, he points the gun at one of them and says, "Yeah, that's right. This is the most powerful gun in the universe. If I pull the trigger, it'll go straight through fat lady number 1, through you, and then through the next fat chick behind you." That's paraphrasing, but yeah, that's basically what he says. It's amazing. Brick Bardo is so cool. I love this man so much. Yeah. And then, he goes home, he gets fired from the police department. That was the final straw, apparently. I don't know. There's a really funny part where the mayor is talking to the cop that lets Brick in there, and he says, "The election is coming up next week. I can't have fat ladies being shot all over the media again." Yeah, this is, God, just the beginning is worth watching this movie if you like 80s action movies like Commando and stuff like that. This is just such a good movie, man. And then some dude knocks him out while he's at his house after missing every single shot whenever he shoots him. And then knocks him out, takes him to a junkyard or whatever. You see this floating head dude. He gives an explanation of what happened to him. Brick does, because he's just like, "What was it the last time that I took your torso?" And Jesus, he goes through every part of his body that he took, and then he was left with nothing but a head. And it's just, God, it's so funny and over the top. It's so awesome. And then they fly off in a spaceship and land on Earth, where they are now. Well, the poster, not the one that I'm using, but the actual poster for this movie says 13 inches 13 inches and with an attitude. I just burped. I'm not gonna edit that out though. It's fine. I don't think it was that loud. I'm just explaining why I had to restate that. You see, I'm just, context for the viewer. You see, this is good writing. Well, not writing. This is good improv. Yup. Perfect improv. Yes, and am I right? But yeah, they land on Earth. He's 13 inches and with an attitude, like the poster, not this poster, says. But yeah, they land on Earth, and then as soon as they land on Earth, we get introduced to our human character, which is Roberta. I'm gonna call her Roberta, or Consuela. No. You know who Consuela is. If you don't, you just don't know her by name. It's the maid from Family Guy. It's funny, okay? But, yeah, I'll just call her Roberta in this, I guess. Roberta is shown automatically just bullying a poor drug salesman on the side of the street. Poor guy is having to peddle drugs, and she walks up and grabs the nearest giant rock, like a huge rock, like she's about to bash his skull in because he's selling drugs on her street. It's actually a really funny, really cool introduction to her. She's just like, I am sick of your crap, my dude. You guys are in my street selling drugs. Not like her street, like she owns it, like she's a rival gang or anything, but her street, like it's her neighborhood, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's how she's introduced, and then basically she gets kidnapped by the other gang, well, the gang that she just messed with, because I mean, obviously if you threaten to bash a gang member's head in and then don't do it, you're gonna get caught by them because, you're probably a well-known person in that, like, on that neighborhood because you're just crazy. You're a crazy person. And then she gets taken to the quarry, I guess? I don't really know. It's just a place with a whole bunch of rocks. So, I mean, I guess a quarry. And then, like, they're about to light her on fire, I think. They're dumping gasoline on her, but they're also dumping it on themselves. It's really crazy and stupid of them to just dump it everywhere. It's, like, that's a fire hazard. Like, obviously for her, but also for them. It's just really dumb. And then Dollman gets out of his spaceship. He wakes up, gets out of his spaceship. He's just like, giants, I hate giants. And then shoots them. He kills one of them. One of them gets injured bad enough to where he's definitely about to die. And then the other one runs away. I'll call him Miguel. Yes, Miguel's fine for him, I guess. Roberta walks over there, grabs his spaceship, and takes him home. And then her son is like, oh, it's an alien. And the mom Roberta's just like, no, that's crazy. Whenever it's a 13-inch man in a spaceship using a gun, a little tiny gun that's like G.I. Joe sized, and it's blowing holes through people. Like, it blows someone's arm off in this movie, like, with one shot. He's an alien, my dude, come on. And then, yeah, everything else happens. The gang members find the dude that's on a hoverboard, and it's just a head. He says that he has a, I don't know what the bomb is called, an atomizer bomb or something, on his spaceship, and that he'll help them rule the world if they'll help him get back to his world. Really stupid of him. He could just rule over a whole bunch of giants. That seems more fun than, ruling over a whole bunch of people that's the same size of you, and you're just a floating head. That sounds awful. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. After that, the gang goes back to Roberta's house. They get shot up by Dollman again. Like, he kills like 10 of them in their apartment, like tiny apartment, like one room and a bathroom type of apartment. And there's blood everywhere. She's gonna have to clean all of that up. It really sucks. But the very next day, it's all clean. So I don't know, maybe she stayed up all night and cleaned it and everything. And then Brick, just automatically starts to actually care about them and everything. She gets kidnapped later while everyone is looking at Brick. They're like, oh wow, he's so short, what a loser. And yeah, there's a pretty funny part where the Miguel, or whatever I said I would call him, runs back with the dude that's injured, and he's just like, man, it was a tiny man, he shot him, man. And then the Braxton is the main villain's name. He's like, you let a midget do this to you? Why would you let a midget do this to you? And the dude's just like, it wasn't a midget, I swear. He was like this size, and he lays his beer bottle down, and it wasn't a beer bottle, it was like a giant wine glass. But I've got to say, as big as this movie like makes him, I would say that bottle is at least a couple inches taller than him. So he is giving a horrible representation of how tall Dollman is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was funny. And then, yeah, they call Dollman a midget all the way through this, which is weird because, like, I don't know of many humans that are, like, only 13 inches tall. Except, like, I was gonna say a baby, but I don't know how tall babies get. How tall are babies when they're born? I have no idea. Oh my god. Yeah, that's basically all with that scene. I just thought that was funny. And he gets blood on... The dude who got shot gets blood on the pool table and gets shot for it because he ruined the pool table. I thought that was actually pretty funny. Pool is a fun sport. So yeah, I'd kill someone for that too, honestly. And then later he gets shot by Dollman. Braxton, the main villain, does. And he gets it healed by Headman. I think his name is Scrub or something. Shrub? Grub, something like that. It ends with ub, that's all I know. And then he heals it, and then Braxton stands back up, smashes him, and is just like, now we get a bomb, bros, and everyone cheers. And then they take Roberta, they kidnap her, like I said, take her back to the quarry. I think the quarry was the main set that they had for this movie because it's only her apartment, the quarry, and their place, which I think is still on the set of the quarry because it looks like it's like at the same place maybe. And then they basically just have a shootout. Yeah, they're like, Dollman, he ain't coming, because they stay there for like 3 hours before everything happens. And then Dollman is like sneaking his way through. He knocks one dude out with a little bar thing that's like as tall as him, so like only it's very small, but it knocks him out in one hit. And then he basically just takes them all out like John Wick style. His gun is freaking shooting massive bullets though. It's insane. I might do a YouTube short talking about the difference between a regular bullet in a car and then like his bullet, because it is like actually like they shot a World War II, yeah, cannon, Revolutionary War. Did they use cannons in... No, they didn't. I'm stupid. Oh my god. It's like a Revolutionary War type of cannon. Got shot into the car from his bullet. And, like, yeah, he's blowing people apart and everything. It's really cool. Really cool. His gun is freaking awesome. There's also a scene where, at the very end and very beginning, someone takes his gun and it's just like, let's see how you feel on the other end of this beautiful gun. And they're like... And then he's like, let's see how you feel. And then he lifts his hand and a little blue circle goes on his palm, and then the gun just automatically comes back to him. His gun is basically Mjolnir. It's awesome. It's genuinely awesome. And then, yeah, he shoots the bad guy. And then at the end, I wrote it down here because I thought it was pretty funny. At the end, he looks at the chick that he's been with this entire time and says, Roberta, tell me size doesn't matter. And then credits start. And like all good 80s movies, the credits aren't just a black screen. It's scenes from the movie with the actor that played that specific character's name. So it's that line and then automatically into just scenes from the movie. This is an amazing movie. If you like 80s action movies like Commando and stuff like that, this is definitely a movie for you. For me, personally, this movie is a solid 9 out of 10, just because I honestly don't know. I just like this movie. I think it's pretty sick. Yeah, this movie's a 9 out of 10 for me. I honestly love this movie. I watched this movie whenever I was really young, like, maybe too young to watch this. This isn't... I know I made it sound like a normal 80s, like, action movie, but this is a lot more violent and a lot more cussing than most like movies like that. So I don't really know. Full Moon Features, I watched all of those movies like whenever I was really young. So I mean, I guess you can blame these movies for how I turned out. Honestly, it's their fault. Gonna have to sue Full Moon Features pretty soon. But yeah, this was an amazing movie. If you like 80s action movies like Commando, I know I keep on bringing up Commando, but that's like my favorite one out of all of these, other than Dollman. I think that's right up there with Dollman for me. But yeah, I've liked this movie since I was a kid, so obviously it has a special place in my beautiful enlarged heart. Yeah, it's just a really good movie. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell me what you think about this movie. Tell me what you think about all Full Moon Features movies in general. And definitely go and check out the other Full Moon event videos. And See ya. Yo! This is a top 10 recount for the full moon event that's going on the channel. If you don't know what that is, I started out with a top 10 full moon features movie thing, just a top 10 list, and then I did a movie review for every single one of those movies, and now I'm here for a recount. I honestly did not expect to need a recount, to be honest, but I did end up needing to have a recount, so that's what this video is going to be. So yeah, definitely go and check out the other full moon events after this one, or before if you want to, so that you're not spoiled to, I don't know how good of a ranking they got or whatever. But yeah, you can definitely go and check those out and then come back, or just watch this and then check those out. It doesn't really matter what order you watch them in. But yeah, I'm gonna try and not take too long on this video, just because I already did the original top 10 list and a movie review for each of these movies, so I shouldn't have to explain why I like them or don't like them. So yeah, let's jump into it with number 10. Number 10 spot still goes to The Ginger Dead Man. This movie is not very good, but it is fairly entertaining. Number 9 is Zarkor the Invader. Zarkor the Invader was originally number 4, just because that was the one that I'd seen the most recently before I made that original top 10 list. But yeah, it definitely dropped down pretty low, not because it's a bad movie, but because all the other movies are just significantly more interesting, better written, funnier, more interesting, just better. Yeah, honestly, it got that high just because it's a kaiju movie, but it's not that good of a kaiju movie, if you know what I'm saying. It's not bad, but it's definitely not as interesting as any other kaiju movie. Even Craw, the Sea Monster, which is the only other movie that Monster Island Productions, which was the subsection of Full Moon Features that made this movie, is just as interesting as this movie, if not more interesting. So yeah, it dropped pretty low because now it's number 9. Evil Bong is now number 8 on this recount, just because it went up 1 because, Zarkor had to go down 1. This is like the smallest change from the ones that actually got changed, but yeah, like I said in the original top 10 and the movie review, this is just a really funny, really entertaining movie about a possessed bong, and then the later movies reveal that it's an alien bong, which is even better, honestly. But yeah, this is just a pretty good movie. Tommy Chong makes an appearance at the very end, closer to the end, and actually ends up saving everyone. It's a really good movie. I don't know. It's honestly just worth watching just for the ending with Tommy Chong. But yeah, it's really good, actually. Head of the Family is in the number 7 spot now. It was at number 8, but like I said, Zarkor made everything go up at least 1, except for some of the later movies that skyrocketed from the very bottom to the very top. But like I said, it went up 1 because of Zarkor just not being as good as it. This is just a really good crime drama kind of horror movie. I don't know why I stuttered so much there, Jesus. Kind of horror movie. I'd say the only horror-esque type of thing that happens is, well, I mean, what Myron looks like. Look at him, he looks like if Stephen Hawking and MODOK came together and fused to make a disgusting, horrible creature. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't know, he looks cool as a villain, but he looks disgusting as a normal human. But yeah, whenever he, lobotomizes people to, do experiments on them and stuff, that's honestly the only part that I would say it's horror about this, but luckily I wasn't looking at just horror movies, obviously. So yeah, this is just a really good crime, drama, thriller type of movie. Really good, though. Killjoy Goes to Hell was an absolute delight, honestly. I remembered absolutely loving it, definitely liking it more than all the other Killjoy franchise that I watched, which was all of them, up to that point, at least. And I remembered loving it, and I still love it. It's a really good, it's like a courtroom drama, but with murder and demons fighting each other, and clown on regular demon violence, because, they're persecuted and really, really discriminated against, and it's honestly a triumphant story about just people overcoming their adversities. It's beautiful, genuinely a beautiful movie. Yeah, I don't know, this movie's just sick, honestly. This is just a really cool movie. But yeah, it went up to number 6. It's been bumped up 1, like all the other ones. Honestly, this recount isn't that interesting until the, like, number 5 and up, which is coming up, like, right now. So let's go ahead and jump over to that. Okay, Puppet Master 4 was originally number 3, but got dropped down to number 5 just because the new top 3 is just so good. It's like 9 out of 10, while this was like 8 out of 10, so I mean, it's just in a completely different level, honestly. This movie was really good, though. Seeing the puppets being heroes is always really fun. Decapitron is awesome. They put Torch on the poster, and I had to make an entire YouTube short just dedicated to that because it made me so mad. Decapitron is cool. Six Shooter is always a delight to see. Tunneler is adorable as always. The little demon things are cool. The little puppets that the demons possess to go to the real world is cool. Blade is always sick to see on screen. And like I said, Decapitron is honestly really cool. I might make a video just talking about how he's overpowered in the Puppet Master universe. But yeah, this was a really good movie. Okay, in this recount, Puppet Master is sitting at number 4, right above Puppet Master 4, which isn't too much of a change because it was right above Puppet Master 4 in the first top 10 video, but it has been downgraded to 4 while it was at number 2 last one. But, I mean, Zarkor the Invader was up at, like, 4 last time, so, I mean, you know, obviously some huge changes had to be taken at the top. But yeah, Puppet Master is one of my favorite horror movies in general. It's just a really good movie, especially if you're into the possessed killer doll type of thing, and the lore as the series goes on and everything gets absolutely insane. It's actually really cool. If you like anything I just talked about, definitely check out the Puppet Master franchise, just because it's really cool. It's just an awesome franchise in general. The lore gets really goofy, wacky, completely bonkers, bro. But yeah, it's just a really good movie. Castle Freak actually had a huge jump up on the whole entire top 10 list because it was originally number 6 and now it's all the way up at number 3. It's above Puppet Master, which I honestly was not expecting. It had been a while since I watched Castle Freak before I rewatched it this time, and I genuinely thought I would enjoy Puppet Master more, but this is a really cool horror movie. Like, there are some actually really creepy scenes. If you want to hear me talk about it more, definitely go and watch the movie review, or just watch this movie yourself. This is one that I would say you definitely should watch. This is just a really good horror movie. You just turn this on a stormy night or something, turn out the lights and eat some popcorn and watch this. That would be an absolutely amazing time, because this is just a really cool horror movie. Thriller, horror, mystery horror, body horror in some parts, just because of the freak and how freaky he is and how freaky he gets. Bro is a horn dog, okay? Dollman is at number 2 in this recount, and that's weird. This is the one movie I didn't think would go down, but the next, like, actual number 1 on this recount will make it make a little bit more sense because, well, I mean, you'll see. But, yeah, Dollman is a really good movie. This is, like, my favorite 80s action movie. This and Commando are, like, my 2 favorites whenever it comes to those types of movies. This just has all of the cheesy lines and awesome gore and just action that you would expect from these types of movies. And it's all in a weird sci-fi package. So, I mean, it's everything I love put into one movie. This is, like, my favorite 80s action movie and one of my favorite movies in general. And the number 1 spot will probably make more sense whenever you actually see what it is, because, yeah, it also has Brick Bardo, which is Dollman, if you don't know. If you didn't know that, you're a loser. Nerd. The number 1 spot goes to Dollman vs. Demonic Toys, and this should clear up why Dollman went down 1, because this movie is just everything I ever wanted from this movie. It really seems like something that someone who was a fan of Dollman and Demonic Toys made, because like I said in the movie review for this, I'm not a big fan of Demonic Toys. I think the one character that can talk, or the one killer in that series that can talk, is the most annoying douchebag ever. And I know that's how they're supposed to be written, but I think it's just annoying and hard to listen to. Jack Attack's laugh is cool sometimes, but it's the only thing he can do, and it's the only thing he does, unless he's slithering around killing people, and even then he's usually laughing while he does it. zero stealth ability is what I'm saying about Jack Attack. And then the robot one is just a tank ripoff of Torch from Puppet Master. So I mean, yeah, I love Torch, but yeah, that's not good. That's just a ripoff of Torch, and it makes me angry. But this movie makes the demonic toys actually cool, like actually really cool. Even the one that I usually hate is actually pretty funny, pretty witty, pretty hip-witted, you know what I'm saying? And this movie brings in not only Dollman and demonic toys, but also brings in a not brand new character, but brand new to these two franchises, which is Ginger. I almost forgot her name, but Ginger from the Bad Channels movie. If you don't know what Bad Channels is, alien comes down and shrinks a whole bunch of chicks because they're trying to steal them and everything. It's a cool movie. I don't know. Go and watch it. It didn't make the top 10 either time, but I mean, I don't know. Go and check it out. It's a pretty funny movie. But yeah, this is just a really good movie. I'd say this is basically everything you'll want if you like demonic toys and Dollman. I know that's a really niche audience that actually likes both of those, let alone one of them. But yeah, this is everything I wanted from this movie, and it's only 56 minutes. It blew through the time that it was. I don't know what I was saying there, Jesus. But yeah, it's a breeze to watch. It's really easy, really quick, simple, and really fun. A lot of cool action. Dollman gets some of his best quotes in this movie. I made an entire short on the Full Moon event playlist if you want to go and watch that, just to see some of the catchphrases, like lines he has in it. Yeah, this is just a really good movie, and it is a sequel to Dollman and the first Demonic Toys, which is always fun to see. Just a cool crossover, kind of like a Freddy versus Jason thing, except Dollman is better than both Freddy and Jason. So I mean, yeah, this is just a really good movie. It's just a little bit better than Dollman. Honestly, depending on the day, I would say that either of them is interchangeable for the first and second place, depending on which one is top for me that day. But yeah, that's just a really good movie. I don't know. It's just a really sick movie. That was the end of that whole top 10 recount. I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And tomorrow will be the very last video for the Full Moon event. I think that's going to be a tier list of all of the villains from all of these movies. Definitely tune in for that if you liked the Full Moon event so far. Even if you don't, tune in for it because, you know, I don't know. I think it'll be a fun time just to do a tier list for all of these crazy, kooky quacks. Yeah. I don't know. Just, I don't know. Like, subscribe, comment what your favorite movie out of all of these are. I don't know. Just tell me if you like Full Moon features. No one seems to even know what they are, honestly, except me. I'm the only person smart enough to see how beautiful these movies are. But yeah, like, subscribe, and tune in for that tomorrow, and see ya. Yo! Welcome to the final video of the Full Moon event that has been going on this channel. If you don't know what that is, I'll go ahead and give you the lowdown. I did a top 10 Full Moon features and movies list, then I did a movie review for all of those movies, and then I did a top 10 recount because it was needed because, you know, some of them got higher, some of them got lower. You know what I mean. You get it. I'm pretty sure you get it. Hopefully you get it. Yeah, you get it. It's fine. And then this last video, I left it up to you guys in a poll, and mostly all of the votes went towards this, which is a tier list of all of the villains and killers and stuff from all of the movies that I reviewed. So, yeah. This is the last video of the Full Moon event. If you haven't watched any of those, definitely go and check out the playlist that's on the channel. And if you don't want to do that, then yeah, just hang out here and watch this. I thought this would be fun. I posted this exact tier list on the community tab earlier today. So, oh, flipped over. Uh-oh. That's fine. I don't need to, that's absolutely fine, I'm pretty sure, hopefully. Yeah, I posted that on the community tab if you want to do this alongside me. Just if you want to do it, I thought it was pretty fun to make, so hopefully it'll be pretty fun to do. You can just ignore that the screen flipped and everything, but yeah, we have 24 to rank on the tier list, and the tiers are from S to D, The Puppets Master, The Good Stuff, Demonically Mid, Freakishly Mediocre, and Incompetent, Inadequate, Inept, and Lacking in a General Sense of Evil. The Puppets Master is obviously a Puppet Master reference. The good stuff is like a Evil Bong. That's just the pun I came up with. I don't know, man. I know it's stupid, but it's the only thing I come up with. Demonically Mid is a reference to Killjoy. Yeah, just Killjoy, I guess. Whichever, I don't think any of them other ones do. Demonic Toys do, but yeah, both of those, I guess. Freakishly Mediocre is a Castle Freak reference. And then the incompetent, inadequate, inept, and lacking in a general sense of evil is exactly what Killjoy was accused of in Killjoy Goes to Hell. That's why he was in court, so I did that. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah. Let's start it off with Zarkor. Zarkor has basically absolutely no character. He looks cool, kind of. He's nothing too big or anything. It seems like something you could easily find in any kaiju movie, just as a background kaiju, honestly. I'd say Zarkor is demonically mid, honestly. He's about as mid as you can get with a kaiju. Pretty cool design, but nothing to call home about, you know. Next we have Otis from Head of the Family. Otis was yet another one that had basically no character. The only thing that makes him... man, he might be lower than... yeah, he's lower than Zarkor. At the very end, he gets the girl, but that's also her using a mentally challenged man for his money. So, you know, not the best thing in the world. Next we have Willer, whatever his name is. Willie Willer. Willie from, freaking Head of the Family. I forgot the name of the movie. Jesus. The reason it's called Head of the Family is because he has a massive head like a freak. Yeah, I think he's actually just down there at Freakishly Mediocre. He's down there. Next one we have is Punchy from Killjoy. I actually absolutely loved this man. He goes in the good stuff. He's definitely A tier, I think. Man, Otis is kind of below him, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry about having to change something already, but it's fine. Tunneler is going to be our first S tier. Tunneler has always been one of my favorite puppets from the Puppet Master franchise, and I didn't say this at the beginning, I probably should have, but this tier list is going off of just the movies that I watched, like, for the top 10 and everything, the ones that I reviewed for the Full Moon event. I might do, after I do all of the movie reviews for all of the Puppet Master movies, I might go back and review all the puppets throughout the entire franchise, but right now it is through just these movies, and Tunneler got the best moments in all those movies. Torch was just on the poster. It's sad, but he wasn't even a character, to be honest. He was just on the poster. They put him on the poster and tricked me into watching it because of it. Not really. I was going to watch it either way, but you know. Castle Freak is yet another one that I think is definitely B tier. Or A tier, yeah. It's S and then A, yeah. It's a weird how tier lists do it. But yeah, he's definitely A tier, I'd say. He's not bad by any means. He is in a very good movie. He's very creepy looking, very cool, very intimidating. Everything that a horror movie villain needs to be. He just doesn't have that much of a character because he can't speak and he only grunts a few times and stuff like that. But he is a very interesting and very cool looking villain. He's a very cool, grotesque monster. Okay, Six Shooter. Now we're getting into something that I absolutely loved. Six Shooter has always been one of my favorite puppets, and Puppet Master 4 has one of his coolest moments where he lassos a demon and it gets electrocuted by the lightning that they have coursing through this wire. If you don't understand what any of those words mean, go ahead and watch the Puppet Master 4 review, I guess. Or just watch Puppet Master 4 for yourself. You definitely should. Demonic Toys. This toy's name is Mr. Static. Really thought I wouldn't have to look at my notes for any of this because I wrote down all of their names and then got pictures of them and everything for the tier list, but I didn't think I would need their names. Mr. Static is one of the most nothing characters ever. The only reason he's above Torch in this is because Torch wasn't even in the movie that he was on the poster for. I just thought I'd throw him in here so that I could gripe about him not being in the actual movie just a little bit more, you know what I mean? Next we have the Mime Demon from Killjoy Goes to Hell. I absolutely loved this dude. This is actually a really cool villain. He gets a cool upgrade at the end. He has one of the best lines at the very end. If you want to know what that line is, definitely go and watch the movie review. I'm not going to give away everything from those videos because, honestly, they don't have enough views for me to do that without losing a whole bunch of people that would have watched it in the first place. Mephisto. Mephisto is only above Torch in this because he's actually in the movie. He's not a puppet or anything, but they show the Puppet Masters, like from the 1930s, the poster for his puppet show, and he's on it. Which, you know, I don't know, at least he's in the actual movie on screen for a little bit, even if it is just the poster. And then Mr. Static is just above him because, well, he's actually a character in the movie. He gets shot right on the spot and dies automatically in the movie, but it's fine. Okay, now we have Myron. Myron, like I said in the... I did a thing talking about his best line, a little YouTube short that's on the Full Moon Event playlist. I liked Myron. Myron's cool. He has a cool way of talking and a really cool line that you should definitely go and watch that YouTube short to see what it is. Yeah. Okay, Killjoy himself. In most of the Killjoy movies, I would say he is absolutely the worst. He's just dumb and cringe. But in Killjoy Goes to Hell, they gave him a huge upgrade, and I am not surprised that it's always been my favorite, to be honest. It's just better in every way. Now we're going on to Blade. Blade is automatically right below Six Shooter in S tier just because of his design. His design is absolutely amazing. I have owned a Blade mask from, I think it was Spirit Halloween or something like that, and I have not opened it at all. It's still in its packaging and stuff just because it looks so cool. I'm just waiting for a time to open it up. Maybe if I do a sequel to this Full Moon Event, if it does, you know, a little bit better than it's doing right now, maybe I'll do a sequel, and then we can get me actually on screen, you know, talking without, you know, being behind a keyboard or whatever. You know what I mean. Actually showing off my face like a true brave warrior. But yeah, Blade, like, design alone is just automatically S tier. Not as good as Six Shooter or Killjoy just because they have a better personality. But in the first and fourth movie, especially the first one, Blade has a lot of movement in his eyes and facial features and stuff to where whenever he gets angry or bloodlusted, the little drills in his eyes pop forward, or if he's shocked, it pops forward. It's really cool. Next we have Batty Boop. Batty Boop is... I don't know, man. I'd say mid. Batty Boop is so mid. She's slightly annoying with the way she talks, but she has a cool character, so she's like mid, I'd say. Evil Bong, can't remember the Bong's actual name. I would honestly, man, I don't know. The Evil Bong is just, put the Evil Bong right above Batty Boop, actually. Ginger Dead Man. He can be entertaining sometimes, so I'll put him, you know what? I actually liked him. The movie wasn't that good, but the Ginger Dead Man, played by Gary Busey, was pretty funny, pretty good. I think right below Punchy is fine, honestly. Yeah, right below Punchy is absolutely perfect for him. Jester in these... Oh, went down on accident. Oh yeah, perfect. Jester in these, like, first ones isn't that good, to be honest. He's kind of lame. He reminds me of a pacifist, the way he doesn't want to hurt anyone and stuff. Which, like I said in the Puppet Master review, I think that might have been what they were going with in the Dollman Kills the Full Moon universe, with him killing all the other puppets whenever he forces them to have a battle royale, just because, you know, he has a lot of pent-up aggression and stuff, unless I'm misremembering, and in the later movies, Jester becomes a full-on just serial killer, crazed murderer type person. But in these movies, I'd say his design is absolutely awesome. One of the coolest ones, just because his facial features have changed by, like, flipping around and stuff like that. But I would say he is still at least mid, so I'd say right below, right above Batty Boop. His voice is less annoying than Batty Boop, sorry. Yeah, I feel bad for trashing on Batty Boop so much, but Jesus, it's just, there's a point of a Betty Boop type of voice that it just becomes grating to listen to, especially whenever it's like a bad impression and stuff. Next up we have Ernesta, or what is her name? Yeah, Ernesta. What an horrible name. Her power is she's hot. She is worse than Torch. Torch was just on the poster of the movie, and I think he's better in that movie than Ernesta. Okay, she's got to be at least above them, I guess, just because they can't even speak, and some of them aren't even in the actual movie. But she is not a good character by any means. She's literally just eye candy, and she doesn't really do anything. I don't know. It's just, she's kind of just boring, honestly. She's just boring. She's lacking a general sense of evil, like the F tier says. Okay, next we have Jack Attack from Demonic Toys. If you want to hear my thoughts on Demonic Toys, go check out the Dollman vs. Demonic Toys movie review. I don't feel like talking about them on this, but Jack Attack has always had a really cool design, I think, at least. So I'll put him. But the mime was actually cool, and Jack Attack in this movie was kind of lame and got killed off extremely fast. I'll put him right there. Baby Oopsie actually had a few good lines in this and wasn't completely awful, so I'll put him right there, right below Evil Bong. That works, yeah. Evil Bong had a lot better moments than Baby Oopsie Daisy. Freaking God, the names in Demonic Toys is just awful. Okay, Decapitron. I'm pretty sure he is only in Puppet Master 4 and 5, but this is only... Oh my god, I accidentally started writing on that. Ignore that. And honestly, it's just... I don't know. He's only in Puppet Master 4 and 5, I'm pretty sure, but I'm only doing Puppet Master 4, and what he was in for that was pretty cool. Nothing too cool, though. So, I'd say he's right there. We get some Andre Toulon lore from him. We get a really cool kill with him electrocuting one of the totems from Puppet Master 4 with his mind, or with his head, not even his mind, it's just his head. Like, it's Decapitron, that's literally what his power is. He removes his head and switches out for something else, which is a cool power and a cool looking puppet. So yeah, man, he's not mid though. I mean, he is definitely above all of them, but he's not mid by any means. Honestly, with all the Andre Toulon lore and lore drops and stuff we get from him, I'd say is he above Ginger Deadman, though? Come on. Gary Busey is a killer cookie? Come on. Could anything be better than that, honestly? Ooh. Okay. Yeah, Decapitron's right there. I started this off trashing on Ginger Deadman. I almost said Gary Busey because whenever I think of Gary Busey, this is what I think of. I think of Ginger Deadman. Like, this could be him. We don't know. Do you know the man personally? It could be him. Okay, no. On to Pinhead. Pinhead is honestly in the same ballpark as Punchy from Killjoy Goes to Hell because they're both brutes. I think Punchy is... but I really, really like Pinhead. Yeah, I'd put Pinhead right there. Pinhead's fine right there, honestly. He's one of my favorite puppets, but he's not better than Castle Freak, honestly. The totems from Puppet Master 4 are a strange case because there are a few of them, but I only count them as one. So through the movies, we see a burnt one, a melted one from acid, and a regular one. I'm going to go ahead and put them all three into one. I know that might sound stupid, but it would also be stupid to have basically the same picture of what is basically the same creature, to be honest, because they're all just different phases of the same creature. It seems like they filmed all the scenes in different order and just melted it and burnt it as needed. Unless they had, like, actually just a whole bunch of these made, which maybe they did. Full Moon Features is literally the best at these puppets and stuff, so I mean, they actually might have. Who knows, honestly. But, yeah. Man, the totem is just one that's weird to place because it's like a gremlin, basically. Like, it has the same character as that, but it is cool. I'd say the totem is right below Jack Attack, I'd say. I'd say they have the same type of allure whenever it comes to how good they are. Yeah, I'd say the totem's right below Jack Attack. That's fine. Jack Attack gets killed so fast. And the totem has a really cool scene where they Man, the totem's deaths might put them up there with how cool they are, just because the deaths are really cool. But their deaths also like skyrocketed the other puppets that are way up there. So it's honestly just like, does them dying cool and the other puppets getting to look cool because of it make them cool, or does it make them lamer because they got killed? I honestly don't know. I think Jack Attack has a cooler design, so yeah, I'll put him right there. That's fine. Okay, so in The Puppets Master, we have Killjoy, Six Shooter, Blade, Myron, and The Tunneler. In The Good Stuff, we have Castle Freak, Pinhead, the Mime Demon, Punchy, Ginger Dead Man, Decapitron, Jack Attack, and the Totems from Puppet Master 4. In Demonically Made, we have Evil Bong, Baby Oopsie Daisy, Jester, I almost called him Jack Attack again, Jester, Batty Boop, and Zarkor. In Freakishly Mediocre, we have, oh Jesus, I'm calling disabled people freaks in that, aren't I? That's not good, is it? I'm not allowed to do that, am I? Yeah, it's fine. They are actual freaks, though, so it's fine. We have Willer and Otis, both from Head of the Family. I don't know what that says about Head of the Family. One of them is up at S tier, and the rest are at the bottom, but it's fine. And then at Incompetent, Inadequate, Inept, and Lacking in a General Sense of Evil, we have Ernestina. Give me a second, I gotta look up his name. Mr. Static, Mephisto, and Torch. I would like to go ahead and say that Mephisto and Torch would be way higher if I was ranking them from their other movies too. Torch especially. Torch is one of my favorite puppets, like I said. But yeah, I honestly feel like Mr. Static might be lower than Torch, even though Torch is only on the poster of the movie. And that's not even me joking, that's me being serious. I forgot his name like 3 times in this. I had to look up on my notes, like what his name was. So he's at the very bottom now. So, Ernestina being above Mephisto and Torch doesn't feel right, but I'm only ranking the movies I watched for this event, so it is fine. If you want me to rank all of the puppets after I do the movie reviews for every single Puppet Master movie, which is going to take a while, and all of them are going to get age restricted. I mean, seriously, do you know how... Can you even say the word Nazi on YouTube? I wonder how many times I could get away with saying it. Okay. If you don't know why I said that, most of the later Puppet Master movies are about the puppets fighting Nazis. It's not like... I'm not just gonna drop, like, the word Nazi like 60 times in a Puppet Master movie review for no reason. I don't want people to think that. There would be a reason, obviously. Just go watch Puppet Master yourself. You know what? Yeah. I don't know. This was actually pretty fun to make and really long. I hope people actually watch this. I don't think they will. You know what? If nobody watches this, I am never making a video again. I'm going to say that right now. Nobody's going to care either. Look at you nerds. Okay. Like and subscribe and tell me which one of these killers is your favorite, and I don't know, go check out the other full moon event. And if nobody ends up watching this, I guess it's a good time for me to say that I hate all of my viewers. I think they're all nerds, and I honestly believe I am better than every single person in this world. I am genuinely a god among men. Okay, like, subscribe, tell me what your favorite Full Moon Features movie is. I actually want to hear people's thoughts on this franchise, everything in the Full Moon Features universe, just because it's really fun, and I actually like it. Yeah, like, subscribe, check out the other Full Moon event videos, and tell me if you want me to do a review over all the Puppet Master movies, because, yeah, that's gonna take a while if I do that, so I need to know at least a couple people will watch it. I feel like the views on my last few videos, especially the Full Moon event, have taught everyone that I'm willing to do any video over anything I actually like, as long as one person watches it. But yeah, like, subscribe, tell me what you thought about this video. I feel like I've said that like 80 times. Dude, this Full Moon event has made me go insane. I'm telling my I'm telling people that watch my videos that they suck. Oh god, I need a break. I need a vacation. Jesus. Yeah, this full moon event took a while, but it was actually really fun. So I don't know, go watch a Full Moon Features movie. Even if you don't want to watch my other full moon videos, definitely go and check out the top 10 that I made, because they're all really good movies, except Ginger Dead Man. That's like, I think I gave that a 6.5 out of 10. That's, I mean, I don't know, if Gary Busey as a killer cookie makes you wet in the trousers, you can go watch it, I guess. But I mean, you'd be like me at that point, and God, I can tell you right now, you would not want that. But yeah, I don't know, like, subscribe. Jesus, I'm saying it again. One last time, so I don't go on another rant about something. Like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, watch my other full moon event videos if you want to. See ya.